Well, what happened last time?
I killed a bunch of gnolls, then passed out drunk.
No, let's rephrase that. I drugged Corey. I drugged Grognak.
Yes, you guys gave him a sleeping draft.
Hey, I didn't know. All I knew was I was drunk and fucking killing things.
We snuck out as Grognak was passed out, and then some dude ran up to us asking for help, and then went to a barn and found Corner Oswald's body in the barn.
Yeah, and then the barn, as you guys were investigating, mysteriously caught fire. There was a wolfish-like creature, eyes glowing at you in the midst of the black of night. Or really almost like nightish morning. You guys chased after it, lost sight of it, and then got in a fight with some boars. I think, what was it, Angrath died almost twice last session?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
almost died once, got in 2 fights, and almost died once.
That's insane.
And then it was what? I forget exactly. You guys, I think, just ended up going to sleep for the evening, right?
Yeah, and then with that, I was talking with my dad, and he wants to switch out his thaumaturgy spell. Because I was reading the cleric thing, and he's going to switch it for Toll the Dead.
Yeah, Toll the Dead.
You've been watching Critical Role, haven't you?
No, I've always known about Toll the Dead. But yes, I do watch Critical Role. I've been watching it more often.
No worries.
So I just go in and change it? And
Yeah, just go ahead and change it. That's fine.
Okay.
Yes, I'm still behind in Critical Role. I think I'm on episode like 17 or something.
You're farther ahead than me. Last episode I watched was like episode 4.
Oh, come on. You gotta get caught up.
I mean, I don't work for the next couple days, so I'll probably be doing that.
Bruh.
And play some pub.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys made it back early-ish morning to the Greymore Bend. We'll assume that you went into your rooms and got a peaceful rest waking the next morning. That sound good with everyone?
Yeah.
Unless there was anything else that you guys wanted to do, like either on the way back or in the middle of the night.
Nope.
Okay, so you awake the next morning. Wake up, exit out to the front of the bar. You see Frank there. You can smell some cooked meats. See some eggs kind of being prepped, and sitting at the bar is Henriette. She's there in front of Frank, has a plate of food and a glass of water in front of her. Yeah, it's basically the scene that you see. There's no one really like. The town's not exactly like gathered in the Greymore Bend right now, but you do hear some rustling from the outside. You guys can all have the benefit of a long rest as well from your night's sleep.
Excuse me.
And I'll leave it to you as to what you guys are doing.
I'd probably go out to the bar and get some breakfast, depending on what time it is. What time is it?
We'd say it's probably around 10, 11 at this point for you guys having a long rest.
I'll get brunch.
Rogar would have woken up a little earlier and just kind of like casually gotten himself ready, but it wouldn't have been his typical like 6 in the morning getting up because you guys were out pretty late last night and had a pretty late start as well. Or I shouldn't say late start, but you guys were out pretty late, and so he wouldn't have like been as eager to get up early in the morning.
All right. Yeah, no, I'll go out and get some brunch.
Hey, right. Good morning. What can I get for you?
I'll take some rabbit and biscuits, please, and then a glass of milk.
Hey, rabbits and biscuit and a glass of milk. Alright, that'll run you, call it 4 silver.
Alright. Then I'll hand him the 4 silver.
Okay.
And I'll go sit down at a bar, table thing. Can't think of it. A booth. There we go.
Okay.
I'm gonna come out from my room and just go sit next to Borgin. Just like, oh fuck. My head's killing me, man.
Nah, you drank too much last night.
Uh-huh.
And Angrath, you doing the same?
So I'm still in my little room. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to use those lockpicks to open that stupid strong box that I have.
Alright, let me see, do you have proficiency with Thieves' Tools? I don't think so.
The strong box that you've been trying to get open for what, like 6, 7 sessions now?
Something like that. Yeah, I don't think I'm proficient with it.
Nah, where do you get lockpick tools again? I forget.
The locksmith that died.
Lady or whatever
Oh,
she
that's
was.
right, that's right, that's right. Yeah.
Her house.
That's right, I remember you grabbed them now. Alright, yeah, give me a, let's see, proficient with sleight of hand. I don't think so. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand.
So, you spend some time, you kind of fiddle around with the lockpicks, you're not exactly sure what you're doing. And I guess which strong box is this?
It's the one I got from,
Erevon's finery.
yeah, everyone's
The
fine.
dude that he chopped the head off of.
Yeah, so not the strong
there's no
box
proof
that you guys picked up from Sir Thame, or from George Gilly's home.
I have that one. That one's
Okay.
on me.
Yeah, so you fiddle around with it, and finally you hear a click, and the strong box opens for you.
Yay.
What you find inside... A second.
It's utter garbage.
I'm afraid of this would be nothing.
No, there's some stuff in there. You find 20 gold pieces, 45 silver, and... Hold on, I'm trying to find exactly where that sheet went. And now where'd it go? Here it is. And an opaque blue gem. It's actually a ring that has the gem set in a little setting on the front of the ring. So it's a gold banded ring with a setting with an opaque blue gem in the center of it.
Okay.
I guess, would you have any, like, proficiency? I don't think you have any stone knowledge
No.
or gem knowledge, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay.
How would I would have no knowledge of what it is.
Yeah, so that is what you find inside of that lockbox.
Okay.
So, not a bad little haul.
No. Is there any? I guess I gotta find like a gem specialist or something, or any. What would I have to know what that ring is? I guess.
Yeah, I would just say find somebody that could probably identify it for you.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Okay. And then from there, do you just kind of walk out?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk out and head down and get some breakfast from Frank down there.
Okay. Hey there, big guy. What can I get for you? And he looks over at Grognak and then Angrath as Angrath is walking over.
Give me some whatever the hell you got that's good for getting rid of a hangover.
Good for getting rid of a hangover. Well, I mean, you could always, there's always some potions you can drink. But, I mean, I'd recommend something with a little bit of grease, I'd say, probably a fatty, a piece of rabbit, some biscuit. You know, get some of those carbohydrates in there, soak up some of the alcohol, and then I'd avoid the booze. I'd drink some water, get yourself rehydrated.
Okay, bring me a whole rabbit.
A whole rabbit.
No, 2 whole rabbits.
2 whole rabbits. All right, that's gonna be 1 gold piece.
Here's your 2. Fucking take it.
All right. Well, thank you very much, sir. And a little time later comes by. He ends up cooking up all your food, bringing it over to you. And each of you roll me a perception check.
First roll no. One of the rolls of the day.
Your first roll of the day.
Yeah. Just don't be bad.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Can we use the other roll? I like that other roll.
No, you cannot.
Darn it.
Grognak and Angrath, you hear pretty repetitive tapping at the window nearest the entrance behind you.
I'm just gonna look over my shoulder and just... Somebody else can go see what that is.
See what is?
The window.
What about the window?
There's someone at the
Never.
window. I'll go check it out.
I was about to say, I'm too short to see it, probably.
Yeah. I'll walk over to the window
Never
and
mind.
see what I can see.
Okay. Henriette walks over as Frank kind of gestures her to the front as he's getting the rest of your food kind of set out in front of you and your drink set out in front of you. Henriette walks over. And as you go to open the window, you see an owl with a letter attached to its neck through a piece of twine.
It's not Harry Potter.
It's not Harry Potter, but it is an owl with a letter
It's not Harry Potter's owl.
through twine. It's a pale owl,
Not Hedwig.
not white. It's not Hedwig, but there is a kind of a lighter, palish, tawny owl that's tapping. And as you open the window, the owl comes in, perches itself in front of you. Nothing addressed on the letter. I guess, what do you want to do? But it is looking at you, the owl.
Yeah, I'll just grab the letter from it.
Okay.
Hopefully it doesn't attack me.
No, you take the letter. Basically, you undo the twine from its neck, sort of like hanging almost like a sign on like a stand. So you take the twine up and around the neck, and the bird turns around and flies away. Henriette
Weird
looks
bird.
to you and says, "Well, that's quite interesting. I don't think I've ever seen an owl with a letter come and flutter this way before."
So I'm gonna head back and sit down and look at it over with Grognak and Morgan.
Okay.
See what it says.
Yeah, you go, you open the letter, you're sitting down with Grognak and Borgen. Henriette's come back over, she's kind of interested, and Frank is still behind the bar. He's handed you guys food and drink now. And when you open the letter, it's blank on the outside, and the letter on the inside actually reads, "Send them to me." Now, are you reading this aloud for them?
Yeah, I'll read it aloud. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all it says. Is send them to me.
That's all it says, is "Send them to me."
So it says, "Send them to me." No idea what this really means. Got any clues?
No. Last thing I remember
Solving
is...
riddles.
Yeah, what he said.
Well, I do have one idea, Henriette turns and says to you.
What is that?
Well, there's an old lady who lives alone in the woods. Her name is Lady Sybil. most of us, at least most of the townsfolk, generally don't trust her because, well, no one normal could survive alone out there for as long as she has. But I've worked with her previously, helped with translating scrolls and books in the past, and, well, she's always been friendly to me. And generally, when we can't correspond directly, she's sent me a letter with an owl. Again, I say it's not something common here because, generally speaking, we have a carrier, and most letters are going to be coming to and from between Greymore and Wellspring Falls. But anytime I've ever had correspondence with Lady Sybil, it's always been via her owl.
Hey, an old lady living in the woods, that's a little bit creepy if you ask me.
Which is why most of the townsfolk aren't too keen on her. She's always been pleasant with me before. Not exactly sure what's allowed her to live for prolonged seclusion out in the wilderness, but...
Aye, well, we might as well go see what she's got to say. I've got nothing better to do today. After last night.
Speaking of last night, what the fuck happened?
What do you mean what happened? You were asleep.
I mean, before I went to sleep.
What usually happens? You drink too much.
You drink too much, you pass out, and we stay up and have a good time without you.
Oh, I had the weirdest fucking dream then. Thought me and Agrif got ambushed by kobolds or some shit.
Oh, the Knolls? No, that actually happened.
No, that wasn't a
That
dream.
actually happened?
Aye.
Oh, Jesus. I got way too drunk. I usually don't get that drunk. I'm following you. Where are we going?
Do you have any idea which way, where she lives?
Well, the best way to get to her house is to really just walk through the woods, like you're going to Sir Thames, but follow the trail. Should take you roughly an hour and a half's walk, and when you get to the break in the trees and you come upon the edge of the wood, doesn't really matter where, but you'll want to do the following very specifically. Whisper, "Freedom on the edge of the wood. A pale star, guided by the spirit who walks freely." Walk forward until you meet the next set of trees and it blocks out the sun. Close your eyes and keep walking until you hear her doorstep. Do not go inside unless invited. And in order to leave, do everything in reverse.
That sounds too complicated.
Can you just come with us? Did you say that for us? Because that's a bit of a handful.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
I mean, I'd be willing to pay for your assistance.
Well, that is taking me away from my studies. What price are you willing to pay for my assistance?
How much would you be willing to? How much do you need?
Call it 50 gold.
What about 40? Would 40 work?
Give me a persuasion check. Oh yes, 40 gold sounds perfect. As she rolls a natural one.
Oh, bless. All right, I'll give her 40 gold.
Okay. Yeah, you give her 40 gold, and she is willing to set out. Well, yes, then come with me.
All right, and I'll finish up the meal, and then I'll follow her.
Okay.
I'll finish up the meal and then follow Morgan. Just fuck.
Yeah, so you guys take some time walking through the woods. You're not exactly sure where you're particularly going. Henriette seems to have a pretty good idea as to where to go. Like she's communed with Lady Sybil previously. Eventually, you do find the break in the woods. It looks like the cloud above on the walk over has been pretty broken up, giving you an idea to just looking up into the sky that tonight should be a pretty clear night. And being the third night, the Feast of the Moon is being prepared to your guys' recollection. Should be a pretty bright full moon out tonight, and you finally do get to the edge of the woods. Been traveling for an hour and a half. Probably would have been longer on your own, but you've got somebody guiding you there. And she says, well, right here at this landing should be a perfect spot. So do exactly as I say.
What was you, Morgan?
Alright.
I need each of you to whisper the following. Freedom on the edge of the wood.
Each of us.
Freedom on the edge of the wood.
Freedom on the edge of the wood.
What was the sentence again?
Freedom on the edge of the wood.
Freedom on the edge of the wood.
A pale star, guided by the spirit who walks freely.
A pale star, guided by the spirit who walks freely.
Pale star guided by the spirit that walks freely.
A pale star guided by the spirit that walks freely.
Now, we'll walk forward until the trees ahead block out the sun. And you guys meander on but a few steps, maybe 30 seconds walk, to the point where you see the trees and it's now blocked out the sun. Now, we'll all close our eyes and keep walking until we feel her doorstep.
What?
Close your eyes
Okay,
and walk forward.
Grognak will do that.
Should we do that?
Begrudgingly, I'd like, you know what? Alright, whatever, let's do it.
Angrath, are you doing it as well?
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Okay.
The motherfuckers get eaten by a Tarask.
So you guys walk forward. You can feel the wind starting to pick up around you as well as you're walking forward, eyes closed. You're taking a few steps. And eventually you feel the terrain shift. It shifts from kind of loose, unstable, or not really loose, but just kind of unlevel forest terrain. And eventually it feels like you're on some type of landing. Henriette says, this should be good. I believe we can open our eyes now.
Alright, I'll open my eyes.
Same.
Okay.
Okay. And as you each open your eyes, Sybil's house stands before you. Not a ramshackled hut like you might expect, but a tall, thin manor, at least 3 stories high. The house at one point must have looked magnificent, but for standing so long in the woods, it's kind of turned gray. It's covered with some coiling vine and cobwebs that are running up the sides of the manor. And as you walk up to the door, you find a bronze door knocker, slightly discolored, kind of oxidized, has a green, some green specks to it. And the knocker is a lion with a ring in its mouth. But something as you're standing there is like keeping you from knocking it. You remember the words of Henriette, do not go inside unless invited. And at your feet, as you are approached in front of this door, in front of this manor, you look down and you see a package. And on it has the names Grognak, Borgin, Angrath, and Rogar.
Nope, don't like it.
Well, that's some mystical shit, man.
Oh, yeah, that's tripping me out. That's not okay. I've heard of divine and ghostly stories of stuff like this, but this ain't okay.
We pick up the package and open it?
Yeah,
You can pick it up. I'm not going to.
I will. I'll pick it up and open it.
Okay. Yeah, so you pick up this nicely wrapped box. It's got a brown ribbon tied into a bow around it. And the first thing you notice is that you start to undo some of the same twine that you saw around the owl that you encountered earlier, or at least the same type of twine that was hanging around the owl's neck with the letter. You find another letter attached to the front of the package. And then you, of course, find the package itself. Which do you open first?
I'll open the letter first.
Damn.
Okay. And this is what the letter says. Hello, lovelies. I've been interested in you since you started poking around, and I think it's only fair to make myself known to you, given that it's likely we would have crossed paths with me later anyhow. The long and short of it is, I want to help you. I can't tell you exactly what it is you must do, because frankly, I have no idea. But I can give you this key. Take it to Henriette's library and follow the map. You'll find what you need there. And don't forget Sir Thame's sword. Remember, do your best, and if you don't figure it out by midnight tonight, everyone in Greymore will die. Kisses, Lady Sybil.
Oh, jeez.
So the Moon Festival's tonight. So everyone's gonna be at the church, right?
Yep.
For how late?
Generally until at least midnight. They all kind of come out to see the rise of the full moon.
Yep, we're right. Yep, my suspicion was right, probably. Unfortunately.
You mean the thing I guessed at the beginning of this fucking us arriving in Greymore?
Oh, about the father?
No, not the father. What the fuck? But the werewolf.
I mean, yeah. But I just have the suspicion that the father's the werewolf.
Yes, I agree.
Alright, so with that, so I'm guessing the key is in the package.
You open up the package.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and open up the
It can't be that easy.
Alright, yeah, so you open up the package and you find the key and a bit of rolled parchment tied again in a bow with the same type of twine. The map is, as you undo the parchment, you find the map that she was talking about scrawled, hand drawn on the roll of parchment, and it's labeled Henriette's library. The key is old and it's a wrought iron key. Think of it almost like a skeleton type key. And at the edge of the handle is the embezzlement of a heart.
I can't believe it was that easy.
After everything we've gone through with being so difficult, it had to be easy for once.
Oh yeah, let's just hope we keep that streak going, huh?
I hope so.
We're not out of here yet.
So,
Hey.
what the fuck did you guys find last night after I passed out? If you did everything?
Okay, so what happened is I'll tell you later when we get back to the bar where it's just the three of us.
Man, it's always I'll tell you later with you.
Aye, but Henriette's here and I don't feel like discussing what happened when she's here.
I'm sorry, what's that?
Nothing.
I mean, it appears that I'm helping you, yet you're untrusting of me.
Aye, but it's something bad happened last night, and I'd rather figure everything out before I just figure out what happened. I know what happens, but I'd rather figure out the whole situation before I let somebody out of my group know what the actual situation is.
I mean, shit. I'm a part of your group, and you don't trust me, you fucking dwarf.
Aye, but you're drunk all the time.
Yeah, but I'm still trustworthy.
I mean, I wouldn't trust you as far as I could throw you.
Ah, you can't throw me though, Thomas.
Clearly, which is why I wouldn't fucking trust you.
Okay, you know what's happened? Alright, so last night, I drugged you, alright? Because I didn't want you to come with us, I drugged you. I put the sleeping drug in your alcohol. Okay, be mad at me, I don't care. Yes,
I'm gonna punch Borgin.
Give me D20 plus strength plus proficiency.
D20 plus strength. So D20 plus strength would be 7, and then proficiency.
You don't
yeah,
hit
which
me.
would make it 9. So what's your your AC?
17.
Yeah, no, you go to punch him, and you kind of stumble forward as like there's this. You like slip from the edge of the landing as you're like turning to cock and rear, and just kind of slip on the wooden landing in front of Lady Sybil's house.
You motherfucker!
I apologize. I didn't think you were gonna be helpful because of how drunk you were.
I was helpful enough to kill those fucking gnolls.
Aye, but you're pretty much drunk, so that pretty much you were drunk during that fight. I was told.
Mm-hmm.
So you passed out. Me, Rogar, and Angareth went out to see what was going on in the town. And then some elf from Wellspring Falls came over to talk to Coroner Oswald about purchasing some land for a vineyard. He came up and was asking for help, so we're like, alright, we'll follow you, see what your help is. He says something happened to somebody over in the barn, so we follow him to the barn. He asked if he could leave when we get to the barn. We said, yeah, sure, go ahead. So we walk in the barn, and we see Coroner Oswald face down on the ground, and his back is all ripped up. And then the gate to, the barn door closes, and the barn catches on fire, somehow. And then we break out, we see a pair of yellow eyes, wolfish in nature. We chase it, and then we end up finding the spot where you fought the gnolls, and then we ended up fighting 2 giant boars. And then we came back.
Okay. Wolfish creature, right?
Aye.
Wolfish creature, huh? What kind of wolfish creatures are there?
You got wolf, direwolf, and if we're going into lycanthropes, you got werewolf. That's the only thing I think of.
Can I do a little bit of a knowledge check to see if I know any other wolven creatures? Because there are a few more that I know of IRL.
I know IRL. So how would you? I guess how would Grognak be aware of it? Would he have encountered something like this in the wild, or would he have like studied and read? I wouldn't particularly think you're like the studious type, right?
No, not much. No, but orcs tend to have warg caves nearby.
All right, give me a nature check. See if you can work it out.
Nature, huh?
One of those checks that doesn't get used very often.
Fucking intelligence, man. Oh, damn.
Doesn't matter. You
Yeah, you would pretty much be knowledgeable on most type of wolvish creatures, or not wolven creatures, but wolf-like creatures, especially even beyond wolves, dire wolves, mountain lions, tigers, things like that you would generally find in the mountains, just from living there, having your stronghold there. You would also be familiar with wolven humanoid creatures, specifically lycanthropes, like a werewolf, werebear, wereboars. Generally, you would have the understanding that these are humans who have been afflicted with a curse. Generally, they can try to resist the curse, or they can just choose to accept and embrace it. Those who embrace the curse that you've experienced, just generally living in the mountains, coming upon a pack of them, kind of learning through lore, just from your tribe, or your clan, rather, that there are those humanoid creatures, and they've always told you to watch out for them, that they can transform at will, in which that those who have the curse and because of evil have embraced that type of being, or general evil speaking, that they have the power of essentially from what you would think, like the demons have given them this blessing, that they can just transform at will. Doesn't have to have specific conditions. If it's a werewolf, they can just kind of turn into a werewolf. If it's a werebear or a wereboar, they can just kind of change from their human form into their animalistic form and back. You've known that there's hybrid type forms as well that are still more humanoid, still like themselves, but also start to take on certain animalistic characteristics, like a human with large fangs and large claws, or maybe they maybe they shrink in stature, but their physical muscle mass becomes greater as their nails extend longer and their canine teeth become longer. So there's sort of like that hybrid cross of human and were creature, or wolf type creature. You'd be pretty familiar with most general aspects of wolf and more feline, canine associated animals, and then humanistic hybrids and transformations as well.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, Borgen, kind of wrong, kind of right. I mean, it could have been wolf, direwolf, yeah, or lichen for fuck's sake. But did you ever think it might be a warg?
No, I didn't know that these wargs would be dead in this area. I thought they were always up in the mountains. At least that's what I was told growing up.
You're in the mountains. I mean, you're in a lower valley of the mountains right now, like you're between mountains on a low side, but I would still consider you within mountainous terrain.
I mean, we are kind of between two mountains here, Borgen.
But I never thought they would come this low.
Oh, they do. They go as low as the plain sometimes. I mean, if it's a lichen we're facing, then we have to figure out which kind of lycanthrope it is. And then you gotta figure out if it's fucking feral or not. Those things are crazy.
I mean, we could just hit it with a sword and kill it, right? That's how it works.
Not unless it's silver.
With the warg, you would know that wargs they don't have...
With wargs, yeah, but we were talking about lichen.
Yeah, a lichen's different. I was only going off the warg because that's what Borgen had mentioned. Wargs are just kind of large, wolf-like beasts. They're still pretty evil and cunning.
Let me rephrase what I said then.
But yeah, lichens you wouldn't know all of like what they're resistant to, what they're not resistant to, but I would say that you've been told from your orc clan that if you encounter one, hope that you have a silvered weapon.
Alright. Well, wargs, yeah, a sword or a fucking giant axe. I say looking at my back. But when it comes to lichens, the only thing I've heard that really hurts them, silver weapons.
So no range power.
I mean, your magic will fucking hurt, but silver is the best bet.
All right.
So worst case scenario, right? So let's say this letter. As we're talking about this, I'm just gonna start walking back, like basically start walking backwards and then talk about it as we're walking backwards.
Okay.
Back towards the inn. So worst case scenario, it is a lycanthrope werewolf. At worst case scenario, so themes a sword. Let's just say, because that's coming. Me and Nurulgar found what that is. Let's say that's a silver weapon. That's only one silver weapon for us.
Yeah. So we better give it to whoever's gonna hit the hardest.
And my sword's broken.
The fuck happened to your sword?
I hit it on the boar's tusk.
You hit it on a boar's tusk. Good job.
I can fix it, but I haven't done it yet.
Good job. You want a new one? I have a long sword.
No, I'm good. I prefer mine.
Did you have a backup weapon, by the way? Or was that was just it, your longsword?
I have
a dagger, right?
I have javelins that I can stab with.
Okay.
I mean, javelins are only for throwing.
You can stab with them, can't you?
Yeah, you can stab with them.
Okay.
I'd consider that a variant. In that, not variant by like hand, but that you could use it as a melee and a ranged weapon.
So, worst case scenario, it's a lycanthrope. I can forge. Growing up in Stelheim, and a dwarf, you are taught how to use smith's tools, even though being of noble birth. You're still taught how to forge weaponry and stuff. That way, when you do end up going out on your own, you don't have to rely on others to forge your stuff. I can forge, I don't have to forge an entire weapon, but if anything, I can just melt down some of my silver coins or something, and then just put like a little gold, like silver lining on the blade.
I mean, that could work. Would I know anything about if you get bit by a lichen, you turn into one?
Yeah, you would know that if you were to be bit by a lichen, you have the potential to be cursed. It's not always a guarantee. You can be attacked by a lichen and nothing happens. You just take the physical damage.
Okay.
You could also know that, yeah, if you are bit by the teeth of a lichen, that they can pass their curse onto you, and if your body's not able to resist it, that is a curse you can become afflicted with.
Okay. Well, just do me a favor, Morgan. Don't get bit. I don't think your dwarf body could handle the curse.
Aye, it doesn't matter if I get bit or not. The divine favor of Moradin has planted me with immunity to all things unholy.
It's lycanthropy, you never know.
Aye, but I'm immune to all diseases, my friend.
It's not a disease, it's a curse.
I'll figure something out. I'm pretty sure I could do something.
Okay, think that one, buddy.
I'll try something, don't worry.
Hold on, the fuck do you have that you're immune to all diseases?
Divine blood. It's a special thing that paladins get.
Okay. I'm gonna look at that while you guys walk and talk.
Yep.
Yeah. By third level, the divine magic flowing through you makes you immune to diseases. Divine health, 85.
Okay.
That's fucking
fair.
overpowered.
So we know a lot of lycanthrope now, thanks to Grognak.
And you wanted to drug him.
I mean, it was last night. He was
He
pretty
told me what
hammered last night.
what's going on.
You don't see me drugging you whenever you get drunk.
I hardly ever get drunk though. The only time I get drunk is to put you in your place.
I'm gonna toss you at something, dwarf. And
The
it'll
only time-
hurt.
The only time you're gonna toss me again is when I allow you to.
Sure.
So you guys have walked for a little ways now. Call it 10 minutes into the forest. And the forest just kind of keeps seeming to get thicker and thicker. You're not exactly finding that same clearing that should have only been at most a few minutes to get back to from what your thought was. Angrath and Rogar both kind of turn around to take a quick look, and you realize as you turn around, Lady Sybil's house is directly behind you.
Did we forget to do something?
Yeah, we forgot to go to the Clarion and say our little chant.
Oh, we have to turn. We have to close our eyes and walk backwards. I'm guessing.
You have to
Where's
do
that?
everything backwards, yes.
Okay.
I just figured I'd let you walk and talk, and eventually you'd work it out.
Alright, so what the fuck do we need to do again?
So close your eyes and walk backwards.
Face the house, and then, as he said, close your eyes and walk backwards until you can feel the warmth of the sun.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do that then.
Alright, I'm already doing it.
Okay. Eventually you feel the warmth of the sun. Henriette says you can start to feel the sun pressing down upon your back. You're feeling warm now. That continue to walk until we reach the edge of the woods. I'll assume you continue to do that.
Yes.
Yes.
And then we need to whisper the rhyme again. However, this time sang it in reverse.
Wait, what?
So,
I'll take it slow for you. Just repeat after me in a whisper. Freely walks whose spirit.
Freely walks.
His
Whose
spirit?
spirits.
The by-guided star pale.
By
Guided star.
I got it. Yeah.
A wood, the of edge.
A wood the of
Wood
edge.
Of that edge.
The on freedom.
The
Beyond
freedom.
freedom.
Now we'll all turn around and open our eyes.
Okay.
And you're back at the start of the forest. You give a quick turn around. Rogar is like rolling his head. This is rolling his eyes like this is stupid. And as he turns to look behind him, it's the clearing of the forest. You don't see Lady Sybil's house behind you.
Just the
Well, that's cool.
classic Rogar facepalm.
That was an interesting dealing with, I would say.
Aye, it's a bit strange.
Well, there are several magical enchantments that one can put in place to ensure their seclusion.
Aye. So
Some
we need to
magical-
go to your library apparently and find something.
Okay, yes. Well, let's make our way there. It's just in the town, not too far from the Greymore Bend.
After you, lady.
Yes, after you.
Okay. And yeah, you guys walk some time, probably about another hour and a half or so. Eventually, you do make it back into the town, and she leads you over to a building just kind of down the way from the Greymore Bend. She opens up the house, opens a little side door along one of the walls, and it leads to a set of stairs going down into the basement. You walk down, and rather than seeing kind of like a, dingy type of basement, you end up walking into what looks like a pretty smaller library. It's got a pretty rough floor plan. There are bookshelves lining not only the walls, but bookshelves coming off in columns, almost creating some walls down in the basement themselves. So she turns to you and says, I believe you got a map in your package, correct?
Aye.
If you don't mind me taking it but for a moment.
No, I'll look at Angrath because I'm assuming Angrath is still carrying the package.
Yeah, I have the package.
Okay. So you hand her the map, and you can see an X on like a particular bookshelf in a particular section, just kind of on the map. So she kind of starts to look at it, walks around for a little bit. After about a minute or so, eventually finds a particular shelf you're looking for, and it looks like the section that you're in is particularly interesting. One of the first things you would notice as well is rather than just them all kind of being open bookshelves, you can easily grab a book whenever you need. The bookcase that you're in front of has bars on the front with a lock. So she in turn says, I believe you had a key as well.
Yes, I'll hand her the key.
Okay, I'll take this as Lady Sybil's way of returning this to me. She ends up opening the actual bars in the locked cage itself with her own key. The key kind of grinds within the lock. There's a small scream of metal on metal, and then you do hear the clink. The lock pops free, and she opens it, and she brings down a book to you right from the corner, and hands it over to, I guess, whoever's willing to accept it.
I'll take it.
Okay. So you just kind of start flipping through.
I'll look if she says anything to me as she's handing it. I'll listen to that, and then if not, I'll kind of just look at the cover and see if I notice anything interesting about it, and I'll start flipping through.
Yeah, no, she doesn't say anything to you. She just kind of gives it to you and then starts to walk off to one of her over like a drafting table. The cover of the book says "Mystery of Lycanthropes."
Is it in Common or Elvish?
It's written in Common.
Okay. Is there like a table nearby or something I can go sit down at?
Yeah,
Is it big enough for like the four of us?
it is. It's
Alright.
same kind of general areas to where Henriette just walked over to.
Yeah, I'll go over there and sit down and kind of just start flipping through, like reading a page, like, you know, scanning over it, looking for anything interesting.
Yeah, I mean, and the first thing that kind of catches your eye as you're flipping through it is it looks like there's a page in the paper that's raised up above the rest of the parchment cut line. Like it's either a page that's been torn out and she kind of replaced it, or maybe she had something like a piece of parchment in there as a bookmark. So that's like the first, just kind of looking at the book beyond the title, interesting thing that you notice.
I'll flip to that and see what that was about, and then I'll flip back to if I don't find anything else interesting, I'll flip back to the start of the book and just start flipping through the pages.
Okay, so the first thing that you find flipping to that is the bit of parchment that was placed in the book. And it is this. Second. Is this. And are you proficient in Arcana?
I do not believe so. Let me check. Arcana, that is a negative.
All right, this just looks like a bunch of weird runes on a page to you.
Okay.
You're not particularly sure what this is or what it does.
Does anyone else know what this says? Looks like just a bunch of runic carvings to me.
So Arcana, mine says -1. So
Do you have a
not
check mark on a box next to your Arcana?
yet. No.
I think, yeah, Borgin or Rogar is not. Yeah, you're not exactly sure. Henriette says, I'll take a look if you don't mind.
Please.
Oh, yes, of course. This is why I placed this here. Of course, I keep, if not all, but most of my scrolls locked up. This is the Scroll of the Moonbeam. So basically, the way that this scroll works, it can be copied down into a spell book as well. It is an evocation spell. But what it provides is a 40-foot high cylinder with a 5-foot radius centered on a particular point, and when a creature is in the area, they take radiant damage of fiery light. What makes it more important is, and why I've got it saved in this book, is those who are shape changers. It can sometimes be known to force them to return to their original form and not allow them to revert back into their changed form unless they're outside of the light. You would have the ability as well to move the column around to particular areas around you that you need. For as long as it lasts. I've found it, for me, now I have to pay very close attention when I've used this spell previously in a past life. I don't even know if I can cast spells anymore. But when I had been successful with it, I had to concentrate very hard on it and was able to successfully have it last for about a minute before my energies were just drained and I could no longer hold the spell up.
Do you have anything to copy that down on, Ingrath? I know you can do the fancy spell things.
Yes, I will.
I didn't catch any of that. What did you say? Hello?
Mute yourself and then unmute yourself.
Well, it looks like he's talking. He might just have to disconnect.
I can hear him talking. I just can't.
Let me disconnect. Maybe it's me.
I hear him through the house, but it's not going.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Dennis, you might just have to disconnect from Discord and then reconnect.
That work?
Yeah, there
There
you
we
go.
go.
What were we saying?
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna jot this down if I got something right on. I assume there's paper somewhere in the library there.
I mean, yeah, you find some bits of parchment in on the same table you're sitting at. But as you look through, it just looks like kind of a language you've never seen before. Weird runes written on a bit of parchment. You get an idea of like what it means now that Henriette's described it to you, but you're not actually able to read it yourself.
So, do you have a way to show me how to cast this spell? Is it possible you can show me how to do this?
Well, it's been years now for me since I've actually cast a spell, but I think the best thing you could do would be to concentrate on the runes, and when you're ready, place your hand to it, focus on where you would like the column to begin, and, well, for you, best of luck. See if you can convert the scroll into the spell and achieve your desired effect. Tell me, do you have particular magical? Do you have a magical background, an academic background, something that allows you to alter the world in which many others cannot?
I do cast a lot of different spells.
Oh, you are a magic caster then. A wizard,
Yes.
someone of academia?
Yes, I am a wizard. Actually, I'm not a wizard. I am a sorcerer, I believe.
You're a cleric.
Cleric and sorcerer.
Cleric sorcerer. Yeah.
Oh. That's right. I forgot he multi-classed.
Yeah. So I am a sorcerer.
So, well, it's not to say that you wouldn't have then I suppose, innate magical ability to do it. Your cleric, at least my understanding, would be that you get your powers from some otherworldly presence, a deity or something, and sorcerers, I suppose my basic understanding of a sorcerer is that it is innate within them. They draw upon nature, not like a druid, but they can sort of bend and twist nature at their will innately, and create unnatural phenomenons. My spellcasting ability, when I was able to at least, came from the studies of academia and practice. And, of course, having either some form of focus in which my magical powers could draw upon, or the powers of magic could be drawn upon, or from simply having the right components and doing the right things and saying the right words. In which, for me, it was easy enough to take a look at scrolls and copy them into my spell book and try to learn them as my own or get some one-time uses from them. For you, I don't exactly know how that process would be. I would hope for a one-time use. Maybe it would be similar, just reflecting upon the runes and trying to concentrate as to where you want the desired effect to be. I suppose it's not as important now that you actually read the scroll as I've described what it would do for you, as trying to activate it yourself. So that would be my best guess to you.
Is it something I should practice? Or I need to put it into use?
Oh, dear Lord, no. If you were to make the scroll work now, it would be unusable to you later. And I don't particularly want a column of destructive radiant light flowing through my house and burning up my archive.
Yes, that's probably true.
Scrolls are a funny thing, unless you can copy them down into your spell book, and I don't believe you use a spell book. At least I don't see one on you. It's a one-time use for you.
Okay, well, I gotta try it, so yes, I will. I will try it when the time comes.
Careful, by the way. In my experience, scrolls generally burn up once you've used them, so take caution.
Oh, I will.
Alright, do you need this book back, or am I
Why
free
not?
to?
Why not just write it down on multiple scrolls?
I'm sorry, say that again?
I mean, can't he just write it down on multiple scrolls? That way he has multiple uses.
Well, you can't exactly just use standard parchment and ink. It requires specially enchanted ink and someone who would actually know how to properly copy down a scroll and transfer its arcane powers.
Do you have?
Because even when you copy down a scroll, it's not like copying it where you have two versions. When the power transfers from the one scroll, it's destroyed in the one and then becomes imbued into the other. When you've done so successfully. If you fail, it just destroys itself regardless.
Grognek's just gonna stand there scratching his head with a confused look like, what?
Do you need this book back, or am I free to take it for the time being?
I would prefer it not leave my library. You're welcome to sit here as long as you'd like and peruse and study, but I would prefer to return it to its rightful place when you're done looking.
So I'll just continue to look through the book. Is there anything else interesting I find in there?
Yeah, I mean, generally you're able to just to kind of quickly scroll through it, skim through it. A lot of the information that's in here is just in a more eloquently phrased description of what Grognak was describing to you before about lycanthropes, in which that they can become afflicted with the curse after being wounded by a former lycanthrope. It also describes that it can be hereditary, that if one or both of the parents are lycanthropes, it's possible to remove the affliction. But natural-born lycanthropes, it's incredibly difficult. It's not like having the curse removed from you by someone with the ability to remove curses or by going through the proper steps to remove it. It's almost impossible for someone who is born into it, and still quite difficult and sometimes painful for those who have just been cursed. And then, yeah, again, continues to go into the description that they are both humanoids and bestial. Sometimes for those who are afflicted with the curse, when the full moon rises, it can become too strong and forces them to transform into beast form or into some awful and unnatural hybrid form that combines the animal and humanoid traits. Generally speaking, when the moon wanes, the beast is again controlled within. One other interesting thing is that sometimes those who are cursed are unaware of their condition. They might not remember any events that have occurred before, but often just see them more as like bloody dreams and nightmares. However, those who have generally accepted and embraced it and can control their transformations at will have a pretty strong control and recollection when they're within their beast form.
All right. So after looking over that, I'll give the book back to her. I'll be like, I thank you, but I need to leave to repair my sword. And I'll start heading over to George Gilly's house to forge my sword back together.
Okay. Yeah, you guys make your way over to George Gilly's house.
Alright. So now's the time. If we need to forge any silver weapons, I can do it. Me and Nuragar, at least.
What about some silver bolts for my crossbow? I can shoot them from range.
I can try to make some silver bolts. I'm gonna look through George Gilly's house to see if he has had any like silver ingots anywhere.
Yeah, to start, roll me a survival check, see if you remember how to get there.
Okay. Come on, please be good.
Yeah, you get there. You're a little unsure about halfway along the journey because it's about an hour outside of town. But eventually you do kind of like remember. Oh, that's right. I remember when we got to this point in the forest, we turned left and then followed the trail and we were able to make it. So yeah, you do make it. To start, when you look around, you do see some coal, but the forge is completely cold. So it's going to take some time to actually like build up the forge and get it warmed and heated up again. So to start, give me a survival check. See if you can get the coal forge started.
And I'm assuming Rogar would be helping me as well.
Yeah. We'll let him do his own check and see. Yeah, much better. Takes some time, but Rogar is able to get the forge started up again. So now it's kind of flame is roaring. You're kind of adding more coal and wood to it as he's actually pumping onto the billows to apply air and keep it heated up.
So he's like the smith, I'm his apprentice, pretty much.
Basically, yeah. He would be the one who's pretty proficient with it. Items used at a rate of... So, what you don't find there, do you still have both pieces of your sword?
I still do have both pieces of my sword, yes.
Okay. So it's going to cost you, Rogar, will let Rogar do it since he's the one who's a little more proficient with it. What is this? It's 1. So Rogar tells you that, well, we're going to have to find about 11 gold pieces of worth of either iron or if you wanted to add silver to it, silver.
I mean, I have more than enough silver pieces, but we need ingots, right?
When he thinks it over, he said, well, I could probably mend the two together and use the silver, but we would want to reinforce it with silver too. Do you have 111 silver pieces?
I do not have 111 silver pieces. I have 80 gold pieces.
How much silver do you have?
I have 33 pieces.
I have 57.
Let's see how much Rogar has. Rogar's got 7.
Grognak, how much silver do you have?
I got 3 pieces.
No, that's not enough.
Yeah, to do this, you're going to need 111 pieces of silver.
No.
Silver specifically.
As we're doing this, I am carrying George's really strong box with me in my pack, and I'm gonna remember that because I forgot I had that until now. So I'm gonna be like, all right, give me a second. I picked up his George's strong box. Let me see if I can open it.
Why don't we just bust it open?
There's so much you do.
Okay.
Strength check, I'm assuming.
Yeah, athletics check. Yeah, you pry and pull, and eventually you're able to bust the locking mechanism and open it up.
Alright, what do I find?
And inside, you find what looks to be an arrowhead and a letter. And I'll show you the letter right here. And it reads, Dear Aaron, now that you've grown enough to leave on your own, I want you to have this. I found it in the woods one day and think it's some sort of arrowhead. There's an old tradition of plating lost arrowheads in silver to use as amulets. They say that elf arrows can ward off witchcraft. So I thought I'd make it into one for you to take on your travels, wherever they lead you. Not much of a jeweler, but I hope the charm proves that these old hands of mine can do more than rough work. Hopefully it'll always remind you of me. You're the best thing that ever happened to me, Aaron.
Okay, so I'll read that aloud.
Okay.
That's a silver arrowhead. There's the arrowhead you need. It's an arrowhead, but not a bolt.
Can you melt that down and use it on your sword? Probably be more effective than one silver bolt.
Rogar, does it look like there's enough silver there with all the silver we have combined to fix the sword?
No. Well, to mend the sword, probably. But to actually plate your sword in silver? No.
So,
How much?
how did you fix the wall back at? Because I was meaning to ask you about that.
I should be able to mend the sword back together.
Let's see.
With
Mending's
my,
a
I have
cantrip for
a
you, right? Yeah. it
yeah,
is.
the mending power. It's all this one piece.
Yeah, you can mend the sword back together.
So, what we'll do, Rogar, is I'll have Angrath mend the sword, and then I'll use some of our silver to silver plate it.
Yeah, but we can't fully silver plate it because we don't have enough silver. I mean, I could make the edge silver, like just the tip of it if you want.
I mean, it's better than nothing. Could you get like one side of it? Or is that still not enough?
Well, one side of it's going to be 55 silver pieces. Do we have enough of that? I don't have enough of that.
I have 55 or 57.
I have 33. Give me a second. I'm gonna go rummage around George's house to see if I can find any silver.
Give me an investigation
Like-
check.
Anything that's silver-wise.
Yeah, I want to help him look too. If that's
Okay, then give me an investigation check with advantage. It's 80.
I'll roll for it.
Yeah, with the advantage. Not that you needed it anyways. You look around, and the best you find, kind of rummaging through, you don't see any silver ingots lying around. George Gilly doesn't look like he's a particularly wealthy individual anyways. Best you find is a silver spoon placed in a box in his office.
A single silver spoon.
Oh, it's better than nothing. If I rummage around and find enough, like, would there be enough iron for Rogar to melt down to... Well, no, he's gonna mend it, never mind.
Yeah, he's already mended your sword, so your sword's fine again.
Okay.
You have a functional longsword.
well, even just the tip should help.
Hey.
You can pierce him with it, or the edges, and scratch him, or whatever.
Why don't you put it on my axe?
Would there be enough to put on his axe?
What kind of axe do you have again?
Great axe.
I'd say it would be the same. Although it's not quite as long as a long sword, it's a lot thicker. So to get the silver to adhere to the iron and completely go around, really just the full width of the thickness of your actual axe blade would probably take about the same amount of silver.
I mean, it only needs to be along the blade.
How much would it be to go along the blade?
I could probably get it done. Roll me a d50.
Oh.
How long does
Shoot
it take
for
to get
low
the counter
here.
back?
I got it.
6 silver pieces and the silver spoon.
Day, let's do it then.
I got 3, so here's mine.
I'll pop in 3 as well.
And we're adding it to the axe.
Yep, my great
Yep.
X.
Okay. So let's have Rogar take those materials and do a Smith's Tools check. And I'm going to make the DC 17
Oh my.
because this is not something he's ever done before.
Oh Jesus.
Can I assist him? Doesn't matter.
Do you have proficiency in Smith's Tools?
I do.
Then go ahead and roll a check and I'll give you advantage.
Yes!
It takes about an hour. So you had to get the coal forge heated up. You had to melt down the silver, and then get the silver forge welded to the axe. Then try to file it down. Then he had to quench it and make sure that it was tempered properly. There were no warps. Make sure that the axe wasn't going to break. Now that you're reheating it and then cooling it off in some oil, or actually it would be probably either oil or water back in that day. Then going through the process of having to sharpen the silver, which means there's silver shavings now coming off because he's got to sharpen the axe again. And in all that time, you do have a silver line. We'll call it like a thinner silver vein along the single leading edge of your great axe.
Well, shit.
So you can change the name of your great axe to Slightly Silvered Great Axe.
Slightly silver. Great.
How about I just say silver lined?
Sure, silver lined.
I was reading. How many days ago was it when we got into town? Was it 2 days ago or was it 3?
2 full days ago.
Okay.
You got there, yeah, in the morning. This is your 3rd day of being in the town.
And the first day we got there, we went to Sir Thames.
Yep.
George Gillies. So I'm looking back at the letter. All right. So because I'm pretty sure me and Rogar are carrying most of the stuff. So I'm looking back at the letter. Sir Thames' unfinished letter. And it says, I can't prove anything, but I've started taking measures and hopefully I will have what I need in 2 nights. Something to defend myself with. I'm pretty sure that sword's here already.
Well, do you know where it was to be?
I, me and Rogar are both do.
Fucking lead on. I need a drink.
No, you are not drinking today.
But
Oh,
don't fucking
listen to that dwarf. Get yourself a drink there, mate.
I agree with you, Thomas. I'll give myself a fucking drink.
Grognek. Afterwards, you can get hammered all you want. And nobody will
Fucking
complain.
right now.
I'm gonna try to persuade him. With that.
Okay.
See if it works. Oh, please work.
What do I need to roll to fight it?
Nothing. I'm letting you guys work this out.
Oh fuck.
Are you persuaded or not? That's where
I
I'm gonna leave
will
it.
be persuaded in this one because that's too good of a roll to say no to. There's that, you know, fine, but you're buying.
Hey, that's fine. I take all you. As long as you're not drinking tonight, I'll buy you all you want tomorrow.
You're fucking lucky ass little shithead.
All right, so me and Rogar are probably gonna start leading the way to the sword.
Okay. Give me a survival check with advantage since Rogar will help. Yeah, you basically are able to make your way back to Sir Thames' house. You don't exactly remember, because it was in the middle of the night, there was a lot going on, where specifically the blade was.
Me and Rogar did it during the day.
Right, you found it during the day, and it's
Okay.
later day now. We'll call it, I mean, at this point, probably 6 o'clock in the evening.
Okay.
So it's getting late. You recalled sort of where it was. You knew it was around the back of the house, but you don't exactly remember which tree it was. Give me an investigation check with advantage, since Rogar is going to help, and he also knew where it was. See if you can find it.
Can we all look for it, or?
I rolled a 20.
And that's what you needed, and you do find it. And so so basically what you find is the tree that has the engraving of an owl at its base.
And is there anything
So you
there?
find the tree that you were looking for. There's no package like sitting on the outside or anything.
Does the ground look like it's been disturbed?
Give me a nature check. Each of you can do it if you want.
Yeah.
And here Rogar will do it too. Just for the hell of it. Yeah, it looks partially kind of out of place. There's no like real evidence of like someone ripped through this ground, but kind of looks like it looks a little cleaner, I guess, than the rest of the area where leaves have kind of touched the ground and such, and just kind of general like overgrowth in some particular areas near the trees. This one looks a little bit. This particular area underneath this particular tree looks a little cleaner than the rest of them.
Could I pull it up like with my hands, or would I have to like dig with a shovel?
No, it's not loose enough to pull up with your hands. It's pretty compacted dirt.
All right.
You do find that the dirt's a little soft. Like, do you actually get your hands in there and dig for a minute?
Yeah, I'll like see if I can just pull.
Yeah, you find that it's easier to like kind of pull and break up, but you're like going through with your hands. It's still a little bit troublesome, and you just get to a point where you're like, this would be a lot easier with a shovel.
I'll see. Somebody go grab, see if Sir Thames had a shovel we can use real fast.
I'll go look.
Okay.
And as that's happening, I'm gonna look around like the entire tree, look up in the tree, and see if I can see the sword.
Okay, give me an investigation check while you do that. Grodnek, you walk back towards the house. You find a little shed, sort of off the side. Not really as much like a shed, just a little side building with a door. Open it up, you find a shovel there.
Okay.
You start to walk back. Borgin, as you're looking up into the tree, looking all around, you don't see anything out of place. You don't see anything that would give you any indication that something was left.
Okay.
I'm gonna toss the shovel at Borgin. Just here you go.
And I'll catch it.
Give me a dex check.
Oh, jeez. I'll try and catch it. Let me rephrase that. Just a straight dexterity or dexterity saving throw?
Just dexterity or sleight of hand if you're proficient in it. Doesn't. Oh, you catch it.
Jesus.
No, thank
You catch it and do like this cool little like hand whip, like it's a quarterstaff.
Oh, nice.
You do like the full like spin in your hands around your back deal, and then you hold it and look around. Rogar's mildly impressed. He gives you kind of a half-hearted smile. You looked cool doing it. You thought you did.
Yeah, that's all that matters. I'll start digging around that area where I was using my hands.
Okay. Yeah, give me an athletics check.
Yeah, if there's nothing there, I'll just start digging around the entire tree.
No, it's there. You just you end up digging for about 5 minutes. The athletics check wasn't as much to see like, oh, is this there? It's just, all right, how quickly can you dig? How deep? Each time you put the spade into the ground, will it get to see how fast you get the dirt out of the ground? That's all the check was for.
Okay.
It takes you probably 5 minutes or so. And eventually you hear a kind of like a hard thud as the shovel hits into the ground again.
When that happens, I'm gonna start like using my hands to like start scooping dirt out.
Yeah, and you get there and you start kind of dusting it away, and you find the top of a black stained wooden box.
And I'm gonna try to pull it out.
You pull. It feels like it's still kind of stuck into the dirt. Like you have to actually kind of carve out with the shovel the length of the box itself, which is a little bit bigger of a box.
I'll do that then.
Yeah, you eventually do that. You pull it out, and here is what you find. Give it exclusively to you, Borgin.
All right.
What? Lucky you.
Basically, what everybody else sees is he sees a really nice sword in the scabbard. I'll let him decide if he pulls it out of its sheath or not. But
Is this a versatile weapon? Like, can I use it with two hands? Is it a long
yes,
sword?
it's a versatile weapon.
Okay. Being
So it changes to
intrigued-
1d10 with two hands.
So they can see the handle, right? Like
Yeah,
whole,
they
like,
see the hilt and then the handle as well.
Okay. Being intrigued by it, I'll pull it out and might see what it looks like.
Okay, and as he pulls the sword out from the scabbard, it starts to shine brightly, almost like a reflection of the moonlight, even though there's no moonlight. It's just this beautiful bright white light that comes out. Don't really see how far it extends in the sunlight, but it is casting a noticeably visible light unsheathed. The hilt is very beautiful. It's like wings coming out with a nice, almost diamond-shaped, or I should say, two-pointed, elongated shape. I guess think of like the gem, like from The Sims, like the little icon that would be above your sim in that game.
Yes.
Kind of like that type of shape. But it's nice blue, a bit opaque as light's able to come through and reflect out. You do see bits of actual magical light radiating from that as well. And then just a long, beautifully nice crafted handle with no leather wrapping around the outside. It's actually engraved into the steel, and some nice opaque blue gems built into that as well.
This must be the blade that Sir Thames needed.
And you have
Fancy.
found Moonblade.
Oh, it's got a legendary name.
On my screen, it says Moon Touched Sword. That's
I
all
know.
it says.
Its name is
That's
Moonblade.
great.
I'm going to add it to your character sheet really quick.
Okay. So what time of day is it at this point?
Well, after 6, we'd call it.
Alright, so Engrath. What seems to be the plan here, guys? You found the sword. You have a silver-lined axe. Rogar's in a little bit worse for wear situation right here.
Hmm?
This is... I'm not sure how this is gonna pan
I
out.
say, let's go hunt us a fucking monster.
I bet we don't know what it is.
Oh. How? So it's not quite midnight when he's supposed to appear or something? Is that right? At the full moon tonight?
The full moon is tonight, yeah.
It is tonight. Okay.
Well,
Maybe we should go wait up the Greymore Bend. And
no, I have an idea. So the letter that whatever her name said is that everyone will die by midnight. And the priest was saying, Father, or whatever his name was, I don't care at this point. He said that they were doing their thing on the full moon. So, from what I can recollect from that conversation, is that pretty much everyone is going to be there. So, do we want to go sit there?
Maybe we should go pay the father a visit anyway. I don't trust him.
He does seem a little bit off.
Yeah, there's something about him. I have feelings about that guy.
I mean, of course there's something off about him. Fucking dwarf laid hands on him.
Nay, and it was your fault.
I was not. I was being polite.
I mean, but you made me swing at you.
That was your own doing,
Alright,
you
let's
fucking dwarf.
Forget about it. Let's go pay the father a visit.
God damn, fucking dwarves never own up to this shit.
Neither do orcs.
I do.
I'm gonna mutter that under my breath as I'm walking away.
I wanna try and hear that.
Roll a perception check.
Please roll in that one.
You heard it.
Oh,
That's the most beautiful roll I've ever seen. 2 crits.
oh, that's great. That's great.
Just, hey, I do.
You may do, but not all orcs in my experience.
Well, your experience is biased and flawed.
I mean, so is yours, but whose isn't?
I'm gonna point at Angrath. His!
Why? Because he's a demon?
Is that what he is?
I don't know. I'm just guessing. He's got wings. He's red. Comes from the place that's always on fire.
Does he have tentacles hanging off his face?
I don't know.
Not all demons have tentacles.
It's a good fucking sign, though.
Rogar looks and says, well, hey, I'm big and have red scales, but I'm not a demon.
Yeah, but you're part dragon.
Maybe he's just a big dragonborn.
Do you have scales, Angrath?
I have no scales.
But
I'm gonna look back at Rogar, just,
if he's a dragonborn and you are too, then how come you don't have wings?
He's not old enough to get wings.
Oh, that's how it works. Okay. I'm
Oh
gonna
my
insight check that so hard.
That's what he looks like, by the way. Alright, you're
Well, who-
insight checking what now?
And grass, he's not old enough yet.
Oh, to have wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just fucking with you. He has wings.
I'm
You've
just gonna
seen
keep-
him fly before.
I'm gonna keep that to myself. Alright, well,
Whatever, let's get to
let's
this.
quit mucking
fucking-
around and let's get to business.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Fuck off, dwarf.
Yeah, you know what they say, great minds think alike.
Okay. And
Is
as
that
you
what
guys
they say?
are starting to walk back, the sun is faded further and further, and you're able to see that the full moon has just started to rise as you finally make your way to the chapel.
And so I'm gonna have the Moonblade scabbard on my right side, on the left side, so I can pull it with my right hand, and then I'm gonna have my longsword on the left side. So I'm gonna have them double scabbard, but I'm only gonna use one.
Yeah, you don't get dual wielding proficiency. Or
No.
ability, rather.
I can if I took dual wielding, but I didn't because I'm not weird. I don't dual wield.
But dual wielding's better for DPS.
Yeah, but I'm not a DPS character.
You could have been.
I'm a tank.
You could have been both.
All right. Well,
Alright, so you guys walk into the chapel. Looks like most of the town is in there. First course looks like it's starting to be prepared. You see some long tables. The tables that were being set up before the last time you were here now have tons of food and drink, pitchers of different waters and liquids that you can see, and some priests and priestesses kind of just moving around, just generally talking with people from the town. Others are bringing more platters of food and plates and goblets out to the tables.
all right. I'm gonna go use the bathroom real fast.
All right. Well, welcome back. You guys have walked into the Chapel of Selune. Until it looks like the feast is already beginning. First course is about to start. Again, you can see the priests and priestesses bringing over platters of food and pitchers of different drinks, some goblets and plates being set out. Most of the town is gathered there. What do you guys do?
I'm just gonna stand where I am with my hand on Moonblade. In a non-threatening manner, of course, kind of just like resting.
Sure.
I, however, am going to be standing there imposingly with my great axe drawn.
I'm just gonna stand there and try to like block the door.
You're gonna try to block the door or lock the door?
To like just like stand there and like make sure like if anything does happen, like if something like tries to get in or get out, nothing can get in or get out. I know that sounds bad, but it's probably gonna be bad. But
Is the father in there?
Give me a perception check.
that's
Hard to make out. There's a lot of people in there. A lot of people moving about and talking among one another. You do see a priest walk up to you and say, hello, can I help you?
is the father here.
I haven't seen him, but he's due shortly to make a speech. But please, I mean, we're about to begin eating. Feel free to come and eat some food, get some drink.
I'm fine, thanks.
I don't mind if I do. I'm just gonna keep my axe out while I walk over and grab something to drink. Sorry about that.
Okay. He's gonna look to you and say, if you don't mind holstering your axe, just, to avoid accidents with other people as you're getting food and drink.
What accidents? The only accident will happen if they run into my axe.
Yes, well, there are quite a number of people here if you haven't seen, and would hate for someone to bump into it and get cut.
Well, I do mind, so I'm gonna keep it drawn.
Yes, but of course.
I
he
never
just
separate an
turns
orc
around and
from their axe.
turns and walks away. Angrath, what are you doing?
I really wanted to talk to the father. I'm gonna walk over and grab a small bite.
Okay. And yeah, you see generally out right now just like some breads. You find some cabbage and some corn, some carrots, just some other kind of vegetables and leafy greens kind of set up. There's again, breads, cheese, and then of course, plenty of drinks as well. There's multiple pitchers and goblets set out of water and ale and mead and some wine as well.
Where the fuck's all the meat at?
That's what I was gonna say. Where's the here? This looks like.
Where's the main fucking course?
Guys,
Oh, well, this is just the first course. There will be more to come, says a small little acolyte.
I'm gonna walk up to them and I'm like, get them in a huddle, but like, don't either drink anything, just in case something happens. You don't know if they put any sleeping draughts or anything in there.
Sleeping drops in their water. They're gonna make everybody fall asleep.
I mean, the father, or whoever the werewolf is, or whatever this lycanthrope creature is, would have an easier time.
How quiet are you being right now as you're saying all this?
Like, I'm trying to be pretty quiet.
Okay.
Yeah, or whispering anyway.
Yeah. I just don't feel like whispering.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure. As
Yeah, no,
you're
I'm
saying
screaming at
the
the
word
top.
werewolves
I'm
in front of a bunch of people.
I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. Yeah.
That's what I figured.
No, but basically, we don't. The werewolf or the lycanthrope would have an easier time of killing people because they're not running around.
Hello.
So are there other rooms to this church? Back room, that type of thing?
As you walk around, you do see the staircase, just like the picture, that kind of goes up and to the side that's out of view. Everyone seems to be within like the main area that leads up to the altar. Just lots of tables to sit, and then certainly serving tables in the front of the altar before the steps as well, where like all the food and drink are. And then there's rows of tables and benches where you see people kind of sitting and talking and eating.
I'd like to go up to wherever that leads, I guess. Kind
I'm
of
just
check
gonna
the
follow
place out.
Morgan and
A little
Ezra.
further.
So are you trying to be sneaky as you do it to not draw
Yeah.
attention?
Yeah, not draw attention.
Give me stealth checks.
My really loud armor.
Yeah. All of us except for
Disadvantage.
Roganek have disadvantage.
Yep.
And we'll roll one for Rogar too.
Oh, Jesus.
And he rolls the lowest. Never mind.
Rogar is disadvantaged too, though.
Yep.
I'm sorry, can I help you? Says the one priest and acolyte who you guys just recently spoke with as you're walking up towards the stairs.
What's up these stairs?
Oh, that is, of course, where Father Daragor's office is.
Maybe go up and speak with him.
Can I ask what your purpose for speaking with him is? He's due down shortly to give a speech.
I just need to talk to him about something that happened last night.
Give me a deception check.
I wouldn't be deceiving. I'd be persuading because I actually do want to talk to him about Coroner Oswald.
Okay, well then give me a perception check. Or persuasion check, sorry.
But to say I'm trying to use persuasion as much as I can because proficient.
They both kind of look at each other and nod and say, well, of course, you may go.
Alright. Let's roll.
Okay. Yeah, so you walk away from the main hall. You start to walk up the steps. And turn to the side and you see kind of a large oak door with a black iron knocker on the front of it. Door is closed to whatever room leads behind.
I'm gonna knock on the door with the iron knocker.
Wait a few moments, no response.
I'm gonna knock on the door with my big ass fist.
Again, you knock, there's no response. Starting to walk up the steps, though, as you turn, as you see the same priest. Perhaps maybe the father's busy. I can always open the door and allow you in.
Yes.
Is it
that'd
locked?
Or I could kick it down.
No, please, do not damage the church.
I'm going to. I will try to open the door.
Door opens up.
Is he in there?
I mean, you've like fully open it and start looking around. It's a pretty large room.
Like, I'll open it and like peek my head in to see.
You open, you give it a quick peek. You don't see him at a first glance. Biggest thing is it is opened, and the priest turns to you and says, "Yes, well, please come down as soon as you're free. You're welcome to join the rest of the town, and of course eat and drink. It is a feast after all tonight, and that is a night for the Moon Maiden for us to celebrate our dearly beloved Selûne."
Aye, will do. Thank you.
So I'm just gonna force my way in over the top of Morgan. Maybe-
I at this point I've backed away from the door.
I just force my way in and kick him in the back of the head.
Yeah,
Get out of the way,
you
dwarf.
Jesus, and I thought I hit it. Whoops.
you knock into the back of the head with like your elbow as you're walking by. So you open the door, and you look in, and what you find is a large square room with beautiful white stone, stained glass along the top and the outside walls, and you find a single effigy to Selûne. She's sporting a large set of wings as well. And then with inside the room as well, you see a bed and some dressers and a table as well with like several books and bits of parchment written. or bits of parchment on the table.
Well, there's nobody in there, huh?
Nobody in there, as far as you can
There's
tell.
nobody in there. Look around on the desk. What's on the?
You just find a couple books written on Saloon. You find the start of a speech that basically just says, "Dearly beloved townsfolk of Greymore, Saluna's blessing upon you." Basically is all it says so far. It doesn't look like he's actually properly written something down. You find the invoice from George Gilly and Zalith for the locks that were recently installed. Basically about it. There's some different religious books on Saluna. You find a book on the general area as well. Regions within Izora. That's about it, though.
No priest, huh?
Alright,
You
let's
don't
head
see
back
a
down the
priest.
stairs just in case he's already down there and he's just hiding amongst the crowd.
So if he's not here, where is he?
I have no clue. The priest went back downstairs.
Yeah. So you guys head back down.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you walk
gonna make
back
a-
down. Oh, good.
I'm gonna make a perception check to see if I can see the father.
In the room you're in right now.
Like in the crowd.
Oh, back down in the main area.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check. So you take a pretty careful walk and look around. You're trying to look as inconspicuous as possible, just like, oh, I'm going to go up and look and see what kind of food there is. Meanwhile, trying to meet and see the face of every person as you walk past. And you find Frank there and Henriette. You see some other townsfolk there. You find Alpheus as you walk past. You see some of the priests and priestesses, the priest and Alkalite you had spoken with recently, but you do not see Father Daragor.
Alright, I'm gonna walk up to one of the priests.
Okay.
So if the father's not in his office, if he's not in his office, where would he be?
No, he should be in his office. I thought you went to speak with him. I assume you went to the same priest you talked to already, right? Or are you just talking
Yeah.
about a general random priest?
No, I'm talking to the same one.
Oh, all right. The only rooms in this entire chapel would be either here where we are or his residence upstairs.
He's not in his office.
I haven't seen him down here. Maybe he stepped out?
How many doors are there to the church that lead outside?
Just the one, the front entrance.
He might have stepped out, but you haven't seen him.
Well, we're all tending to the food and drink and trying to go around and engage in conversation with each of the townsfolk.
You know what I think?
Yes.
Do you know what I think, priest? I
What-
think that you're covering for him.
Covering for what?
I think you know where he is, but you don't want to tell us.
I've allowed you to enter into his office. You're here. I'm inviting you to the feast, which we all are here. He's due any
Yeah,
moment
it's
to
very
make a
dead.
speech.
When was the
Covering
last
for
time
what?
you saw him?
Oh, but a half an hour ago or so. He told me he was going into his office to prepare for his speech and he would be down shortly.
Where's the moon at this point in time?
From inside the church, hard to tell. Well, I guess that you could look out and see that the moon is lower. It's been probably, we'll call it a half hour to an hour that you've been in the church. So it's not like directly in the center of the sky, but you can see that it's a full moon. The light is shining through some of the windows.
How long is it going to be before it's a full moon? Would I be able to judge that?
A couple hours.
A couple hours. Okay.
I mean, no. The moon, it's a full moon. It's
But
just
yeah, no,
not
tell it's like in the sky. My bad. Like
it's
full.
in the sky as well. You mean like directly above you, like
Yeah, like,
shining down
like,
top overhead?
Yeah.
A couple hours would be your guess. You're like doing like the whole like finger trying to judge the hours type thing.
Okay.
Your best guess is a couple hours.
So, I'm gonna pull him in a group again and start whispering. I'm gonna walk back over to him. So, it's a couple hours till the moon's directly above us. Do we just want to sit down and wait till something happens?
I'm curious if he went to his room. Maybe we should go recheck that room and see if it's locked.
Maybe there's a secret door or something.
You
Yeah.
guys do that. I'll stay down here and do something.
Alrighty, Rogar, you stay down here with.
Stay away from the alcohol. We're gonna need
But
you.
it's so fun.
We're gonna need you for
I
that.
made the dwarf a promise. I already know.
Yeah, come on, you don't have to listen to that little bitch. Get yourself a drink if you want to drink.
Shut up, Thomas. I'm doing what I want.
That's what I'm telling you. Do what you want. Get yourself a fucking drink, mate.
No,
I wanna
fucking
drink.
shit, Thomas. I
I'll
want
raise
a
the
goddamn
yell.
drink.
I'll raise the
You're
yell.
right. You're right. You're right.
Sorry, just want a drink. You took away that opportunity for me to have a drink. Now I have to drink through you, and when you don't drink enough, I don't get enough of a drink. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. But you can go fuck yourself. I killed you
fuck
for a
yourself,
reason.
Too. Wish I would have never attached myself to your fucking body after I died.
I wish you would have never shown up in my village.
Oh, I wish you would have killed me, but we all can't have what we want at times.
Well, if you hadn't shown up at my village, I wouldn't have killed you.
Well, if I hadn't had owners to show up at your village, I wouldn't have shown up at that pathetic fucking place you even call a village.
Now listen here, you fucking ghost. Shut your damn mouth.
Here goes quiet.
Good boy.
So, Vingrath.
By the way, all of that was said aloud, so I was just talking to myself.
You notice a couple strange looks in your general direction.
What? What, you think I'm crazy?
A woman just kind of cowers her head, puts her head down.
You're right to. I am fucking crazy.
That's great. So,
I'm gonna walk over to the table and see if there's any alcohol.
Yeah, you find alcohol. You find what looks like ale, mead, wine. Small tumbler of whiskey as well.
I'm gonna pick up the tumbler of whiskey and start sipping a little bit.
There's a woman who offers you a small glass as you're like
Nope.
pressing it to your lips.
Nope.
But
Taking
please,
this.
that's for everyone.
Fine.
And she takes cloth and starts wiping around the top of the little tumbler or of the decanter, and then starts to pour you some in a glass, and then hands
What,
it
you-
to you.
so, Vingrath, what are you gonna be looking for?
I'm just curious if the window's unlocked, like maybe he went out the window, or has a secret passage to the outside, or
I'm gonna make a perception check to see if the window's been
almost
unlocked.
behind.
You're up in his office, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Windows don't look like they open. They're all really nice decorative stained glass that don't appear to like have either a slide or a some way to open them. Just that they're there for decoration and to kind of look out through the clear parts.
You said that there was a bookshelf too, right?
No bookshelf, just some books scattered across his table.
So there's like, okay.
You know what? No, I'd say he'd have a bookshelf in there. Yeah, we'll
Okay.
call there as a bookshelf.
I'm gonna do a perception check on the bookshelf to see if there's like a secret, like if I pull a book, a secret door opens.
Give me an investigation check,
Oh, investigation. Okay.
because you're trying to determine something by looking.
Probably not.
Not sure. I mean, you like start to pull out a couple books, and they just come out freely. You can
I'm gonna-
spend time to pull out every book if you want.
No. I'm gonna do a history check to see like how recent, if there's like any, if there's like marks on them, like see if there's been recent any activity with the stone moving.
What do you mean with the stone?
Like if like there's like scratches on the stone. With
On his
stone
floor?
cutting. Yeah, stone cutting.
Okay. Yeah. So as you're looking around the nice white stone on the ground, I believe you get advantage on
Yep,
stone, right?
No, I get a +3. I get plus
Oh,
my
okay.
proficiency,
Yeah.
so
Got it.
it'd be a 15.
Yeah. So you generally kind of take a look around, and yeah, you do see some scratching on the floor, and it looks to be, in front of the effigy of Seluna.
Is that on like? Is it on the ground?
Like on the surface, yeah, the floor.
Okay, I'm gonna try to turn it.
You're gonna try and turn what?
The effigy.
It's firmly in place, incredibly heavy, made entirely out of stone. You just like go to like grab it and twist it, and it's just not moving.
Angrath, help me with this.
All right. No, I'll try to give him a hand.
How specifically are you trying to move it?
Like I'm looking at the pattern of where the stone, like where the scratches are, and I'm gonna try to, if I can, I wouldn't be able to dictate which way what direction the scratches are, right?
It's in front of the statue. So picture a large, life-size stone statue of Seluna with wings, and then look like directly in front, like on the ground. It would be scratches like that.
Okay. I'm not gonna try to move it then. Never mind.
Okay. Almost like it's like sliding scratches is what you determine.
Like somebody was sliding the statue somewhere, or like something was slid.
Either or, like something was sliding something on the stone right there and it scratched up the stone, or like the statue itself maybe moves and scratched the stone, but it's just in front of the statue.
Okay, I'm gonna have Angrath help me push the statue towards where that the scratch is in the ground.
So we'll have to go to the back side and push them.
Aye,
Right. Okay. All right.
we're gonna try to push it forward.
Okay, give me athletic checks, each of you.
We gotta watch Meteor Shower next.
You push pretty hard. It doesn't seem to move.
Yeah, cheers.
Let's just keep trying until something happens.
They're just gonna try and push again.
Yep.
Okay.
Do I need another athletic?
Yeah, another athletics check.
Okay.
You push and push and push. Not seeming to budge. Give me an intelligence check.
Both of us or just one of us?
Either or.
Straight intelligence?
Yeah, straight intelligence. Borgin, again, you're kind of stumped. You're sweating a little bit as you're trying to like pull this thing as Angrath is pushing, and you can't seem to figure out why it doesn't move, because you clearly know that like it's been slid in some way. Angrath, you kind of stop and think for a minute after you've been pushing a while as well, and thought hits you that maybe it's not as much brute force. The father didn't seem to be like that large. He's, I mean, not the most elderly, maybe 50s, but had some silvered hair and had his false teeth as well. That you don't think a single priest by himself, if there's a hidden compartment, is pushing this statue to get it to move. There's got to be something else, something mechanical somewhere that's allowing it to have that physical action to move or to unlock and move.
We look around for like a kind of lever. I guess no, lever's the right role.
I'm gonna make a perception check on the desk to see if there's anything that seems out of place. Like if I push something down or if I try to open something, it will move the statue.
Sure. I mean, everything seems to be in place. You open some drawers, and the drawers are just the drawers. You sit down at the desk and kind of feel around. It just feels like a solid desk. You start to move some of the books and parchment, just a solid. I mean, it's a nice ornate desk. You can tell that the carpenter who crafted it put a lot of attention to detail in their woodworking, but it doesn't seem like there's something mechanical with the desk as you kind of look around and feel around.
If I feel under the desk, is there anything under there?
Same thing, just
Okay.
solid wood, and then the mechanisms to make the drawers slide.
I see if there's like a, I don't know, like a light sconce thing on the wall or anything like that. Or move, or
Yeah, you
anything
see a couple torches as sconces on the wall.
I try pulling on them, or
Yeah.
see if I can move.
Yeah, you walk around, you pull on each of them. The torch is able to remove from the sconce that's built into the wall, but they don't actually do anything when it comes to the statue itself.
But if I'm gonna walk up and try like turn one.
It just slides, doesn't do anything.
Okay.
Well, I feel like we're missing something here.
I do too.
Don't know what. I wonder if he comes in, if he would come in this way or try to come in through the front door.
Well, either way, if he does come in, we have both interests.
Yes. Do we have a way to maybe block this door or blockade it so he comes in and
Like
he tries
his office door?
Yeah, so if he comes in and he tries to get out, kind of hear noises that there's somebody up in there.
There's a
Stuff.
latch. There's a latch to his door from the downstairs main part of the church in his office that
Okay.
you can lock the door with.
Okay, let's just lock the door if he comes in. That way he's stuck in the room and he'd have to beat his way out. Then there's something going on. Expect maybe him coming that way.
Okay. You guys lock that door then. Grognak, what are you doing?
Just sitting down there, being attentive, watching for any signs of trouble,
Your
and
perception
drinking
check.
off my glass of whiskey. I said perception, right?
Yep.
Fuck.
I mean, people are moving around. Whiskey's kind of making your head a little fuzzy, so you're not paying as much attention. You're trying to be more focused just on like the general townsfolk, but their happenings seem to be pretty innocuous. They're just conversing with each other, eating some food. That's about it.
I'm gonna put the glass down and be like, you know what? I'm not gonna drink this tonight.
Oh, come on, man.
You want whiskey? Go fucking possess somebody else.
Well, if you would fucking remove me from yourself, I would be happy to roam the world and find somebody else and have some fucking whiskey.
Well, I don't know how to do that, so...
Tell you what I'd do if I was free of you fucking lot. I'd leave you. I'd find myself the nearest brothel. I'd find myself a cute little mistress there. God, would that be a good time.
You're dead.
Don't mind I don't have feeling.
Okay.
Plus, you're telling me if you was me as a ghost, you wouldn't want to be inside the body of a beautiful young lass, as she's providing comfort to the rest of the world. She's doing a service to these people. And you're trying to shame me from that ambition.
You're just a fucking voice in my head.
Almost real as it gets, mate.
Fuck off.
Are you doing anything else?
Nope.
Alright, Borg and Angrath, what are you doing?
I'm gonna be coming down the stairs.
I'm gonna come down the stairs. I actually want to go out.
You want to go out?
Yep, I want to go out the front door.
I'll follow him.
Okay. You go to open the front door and it's locked. As you look around, the locking mechanisms that you guys saw from before, from George Gilly and Zalith, they're engaged. And again, the lock's comprised of 3 giant metal rods that slide across, controlled by a wheel sort of next to them on the side of the door. And you see 2 priests standing by there, arguing with each other. You hear, well, I didn't touch it. Well, it had to have been you. You're the only other person who's been here. Well, it certainly wasn't me. I just walked over here. Why can't we...
Lads, what seems to be the problem?
Oh, nothing. No problem.
Obviously there was a problem, because you two were just arguing.
No, we weren't.
Don't lie to me. I literally just heard you two arguing.
I don't know what you're talking about. No argument.
Oh, this is... this is why we're trying to zone of truth.
Open
gonna
the
inside
door
check.
so we can get out. We want out. Of the
I'm
church.
checking him.
He's straight up lying to you. You heard him arguing.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not a bit of truth in what either of them are saying. Nothing seems to be fine in terms of what you're gauging from what they're saying.
Let's put it this way. Tell me what's going on. And don't lie to a paladin. Let's just put it that way.
Well, Father Darrigal had these locks installed, and well, they seem to have engaged themselves. We're trying as best we can. We're yanking on the wheel. We're pulling on the chains. They don't want to seem to disengage. And as fine as it is right now, because we're all eating, we're waiting for the speech, we're going to celebrate the feast, we can't go outside at midnight and enjoy the full moon because these locks are engaged.
I'm gonna try to do an Arcana check to see if there's some type of magic.
Okay. Nothing. Not that, like, it could be possible that the locks are magical or magically engaged. You just don't really feel anything.
I'm gonna go over there and try to pull on it.
Give me an athletics check. The wheel is spinning. You can hear the chains turning. Clink, 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 clink for each pull of the handle on the wheel that you start to pull. The locks just seem to not be connected somehow.
Okay.
So it's not a matter of, like, strength. It's not a matter of these guys, like, not physically being capable of turning the wheel to unlock the locks. Just that it's not seeming to work.
Could I make like a perception check to see where I can see if I can see where the lock's not connected? Or would that be an investigation?
Give me an investigation check. You take a look around and you can see, basically, I mean, you're not entirely proficient as to how locks work. This one in particular kind of seems to be a little higher tech. But it looks like, I mean, the chain is connected to a cog that's attached to the lock mechanism that runs through a pulley system that's connected to the wheel. And so you kind of start to have somebody turn the wheel. You ask Angrath to turn the wheel and you start to kind of look. and you can see that the lock or the chain is connected to the cog that's connected to the bolts that would pull the bolts, but it's like it lowers itself and just makes a click each time the chain link passes through it. So for whatever reason, it seems like the actual cog piece that would be between the chain links isn't like engaged and allowing it the strength of turning the wheel to pull it open. It's just like, yeah, for whatever reason, like disengaged, but you're not really sure how, and you don't really know how to fix it.
All right. How many more hours till the moon's directly above us?
I mean, you've only been in here for like another hour.
Okay. So probably like another hour or two.
A couple hours.
So there's no other windows that open in this church then?
No. I mean, it looks to you that the windows all here are not designed to like be open and allow a breeze in, just to be decorative.
I'm gonna look at the two priests that were arguing. And be like, keep a lookout. Let me know if you tell me if you find Father Daragor, or if you find anything suspicious.
Well, of course, he's due to make a speech shortly, so should be here.
Yes, but he's not in his office.
Strange.
So, just let me know. And with that, I'm like, all right, guys, let's just sit down somewhere, not in the crowd. Let's just sit down somewhere and wait.
All right, yeah, you guys sit and wait. Do you get some food and drink while you're sitting?
I'll probably be drinking some water, and I'll probably go up and get a little bit of food. I'll take like a sip or two of water. Oh, that's probably just about it.
Okay. I guess how long are you guys deciding that you want to sit and wait for?
For the father to show up
Yeah.
at this point.
Until the father shows up or until action starts.
Yeah, because we can't get out, so we're stuck in no matter what.
Yeah, you sit. About another hour goes by. You kind of engage Frank in some conversation, Henriette in some conversation. Priest, you kind of go up to that same priest you were talking before, and he basically just says, "Oh, I'm not sure. You sure he wasn't in his office? He's due to make a speech, so we'll see."
He wasn't in his office.
Well, let's go take a look, shall we?
You're more than welcome to. I already know he's not in there.
Okay. And he walks away, comes back and says, "The office door is locked. Did you happen to lock it on your way out?
Yes, we did.
Would you be able to unlock it so we can get in and look for him?"
Why can't you unlock it?
"I didn't lock it from the inside. You did. I don't have a key."
Neither do we.
"Well, you locked it. This is probably something we should take care of."
You're right, it is.
You want I should smash it?
It is something we should take care of, and it will be taken care of in due time.
Okay. And he just kind of walks away.
Hey, a cheery bunch these priests are.
Yeah, so a little more time passes by. Still no sign of Father Daragor, but it looks like the priests are getting a little more concerned. The town folks are getting kind of restless. A couple of them are asking, when they're going to go outside. The priests at the door just kind of dismissing them. They're not really wanting to open up, that there seems to be some problem. But that's basically it. People are getting a little restless. Some of the priests, you can kind of hear some mutterings that he should have been here by now. Yeah, well, those guys locked the door. Maybe he can't get out. Basically kind of about it.
thinking at this point we're just gonna hold on. Shows up one way or another.
No. Just sit here till something happens, pretty much.
And yeah, eventually, you start to hear the. I'll give me perception checks, each of you. We'll do one for Rogar too. Oh, it's not Rogar. Oh.
There
You start. Rogar looks to each of you and says, did you guys hear that?
Would I hear it?
Over here. And he starts to kind of direct you, making sure that nobody else is really around, and he gets really low to the ground. And he says, I hear screaming from down below. Is anybody missing?
I'm gonna make a perception check to see if anybody's gone. See if I notice anybody that I would recognize.
None that you recognize, but you do start to pick up on the sounds of screams. It's really, really faint, and almost drowned out by the sound of the people just kind of engaging in conversation. But you start to hear the faint sounds of screams from down below, and then you hear kind of like a loud thud. And Rogar says, maybe we should go take one more look around in his office.
Aye, that sounds good. Grogneck, you know it.
What?
Bash the door open.
Oh! So I'm gonna start smacking it with my great axe.
I rolled a hit. Roll me the damage. Yeah, you just take a huge, massive, you take out like one of the big planks from the door, and it's open enough to like actually reach your hand in and unlock the door.
I will do that.
You guys walk around, and Rogar says, Borgin, walk me through the process one more time of what was going on with how we were going to try and find him.
So, the statue over there, there's this gash, just like scratch in the ground. And me and Engrith are trying to figure out how it moves, because Father Dergor isn't a very strong man. And me and Engrith tried to figure it out, but we couldn't.
Okay, so do we know that it relates to the statue or not?
It looks like the statue moves. From what I could see.
And
using-
right, when we were trying to push it, it wasn't working.
Yes.
Maybe you don't push it, maybe you turn it.
Need some investigation checks. Are you up here now? Yeah, you're up here, Grogneck, right?
We're all up here.
I
Yeah.
busted open the door.
Yeah, that's right, sorry.
I crit failed.
Jeez.
Rogar grabs it, tries to like give it a turn, and he's like, I mean, it doesn't move. It didn't move when we were pushing it. And he starts to kind of like feel around, like starts to like touch things on the statue. Gets to a point where he grabs one of the wings, and the wing lowers. You hear a loud click, and the statue starts to slide forward, revealing a staircase below. The
That's
sounds
interesting.
of struggle and screaming heard slightly in the distance down below.
I'm gonna fucking rush down with my axe drawn.
Grogneck, wait.
I'm already running ahead.
Okay.
You guys have time for this?
Do we have time?
What's that? Sorry.
We Do we have time to see what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, Carrie's not here yet, so yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Well then. you guys start to walk down the steps. They lead for a little while.
And then roll some initiative.
And then what you hear, on a second. You now see down below Father Daragor and Aaron,
Is this
or at least the woman who is who kind of matches the description of what Aaron was described as.
is this lit up real fast?
Yeah, you guys can see, right? Can you not see?
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that you didn't like it wasn't in
No,
darkness.
it's illuminated. You can see
Okay.
down here. As you start to approach, you hear Father Daragor speak.
Aaron, it's too late for you. The beast within has taken you, and you've spilled the blood of your own father. It's not too late to atone. Come with me, and we shall wipe the slate of Greymore clean, and then go elsewhere, where you can learn to control your gift.
The fuck?
You can hear Aaron kind of screaming and struggling, and it looks like she's been manacled to this altar that's in the back of the room.
I want to start sneaking over towards him.
Give me a stealth check.
So can we tell if she's turning or it's not him? It's her. Is that what we can tell from there?
His back is to you. She's kind of facing you and looking kind of somber. And are each of you stealthing or just Grognak?
Probably just Grognak. I'm probably just gonna I'm just gonna stand there, and I'm just gonna I'm gonna have my sword pulled out, and you know,
Grognak,
I'm gonna,
what kind of armor do you wear?
What?
What kind of
Are you
armor
talking
do
to
you
me?
wear? Yeah.
Scale mail.
Oh, that's disadvantage.
As you start to creep in, Aaron screams, "I'm sorry, please help me," as Father Daragor turns around, and I need each of you to roll me some initiative.
Werewolf. I'm just gonna.
So
I'm
make
just
sure
gonna
you
look at it
click on
straight.
your token as you roll.
Oh, I gotta click on my token first.
Yeah.
Oops. All right.
Oh, Corey, nice job.
Damn, Grognak.
I clicked on it. Wait, hold. There we go. All right. Not work.
Here, I can
So
do it
click
for
on.
Gareth.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I have to do it for Rogar too. And I click Rogar, roll initiative.
Oh, there you go. Roll the 1. Perfect.
I was about to say your first roll was a 9. If Phil allowed that.
Yeah, I'll switch it.
Okay.
Not that it'll matter. It's still probably last. But...
Shift to descending order.
I mean, Aaron's last if you're looking at it.
So, you see Father Daragor turn, and upon seeing you, you see him before your eyes start to change,
Oh, Jesus.
start to transform.
Some epic music, huh?
Oh, that's Scream. That
As
sound
you can
effect is
see
awesome.
him changing, his nails ripping through and becoming long, like almost like blades on his hands. You see his set of teeth fall to the ground in front of him, exposing what would be his fake dentures, and you see a werewolf with no teeth. Aaron standing as well. Grognak, you're first to react to this. What do you want to do?
fucking rush towards him.
All right.
Wait, I have to measure this out. I only have 35 movement.
You can use your dash action to double your movement if you want.
So I can go 65. That's 70 feet.
Just to clarify, I don't think there's a way back up from there. You can climb up, but
It's only a
Yeah.
couple of steps. He could hop up if he wanted to. Like, he would
So-
spend his action to try and lift it, or he would basically use part of his movement to lift himself up. Or,
Okay.
yeah, you could go around.
Then I'm gonna go around, and from here it's 50 feet. Actually, no, from there it's 45 feet. Wait. No. 55. Yeah, 55 feet. So. Right about there.
Okay, Rogar is going to use his turn to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. He's going to run up by you. Morgan, your turn.
I'm gonna dash up as well.
Okay.
And,
Get as far as we're
Yep, ignore that.
right
I hit the
here.
wrong thing. I hit the wrong thing. 50. Yeah, I can get next to Grognak. And I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on Grognak.
Okay. Which gives him
Plus 2 AC.
2? Yeah. All right. I remember it's a concentration spell.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you cast another one and you do that, then
If I cast another concentration spell.
oh, okay.
Or you have to lose your concentration for some reason.
Reason,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. And then, yeah, Angrath, what are you doing?
How far can I go if I do the same thing?
Is your movement? If your movement's 30 feet, you can go 60.
I go
Yeah.
35. Mine's 35.
You can
30.
get up to where Grognak's at.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna fly.
So. Ooh,
If I'm in the air.
Oh, sorry. Father Daragor is missing.
Where's my? All right, why can't I move? Ah, shoot! Where did I go?
You get a 10.
All right.
Oh.
That's alright. We'll let him move anyway. It's fine.
You see where I'm at, Phil? My thing glitched. I
straight disappeared.
Hold on. I'll
screened
bring you
or
back.
something. Okay, there we are. All right,
Father
Come on.
Daragor's got to go before you.
so I'm right in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Father Daragor is gonna.
Can I put? Who'd you put Shield of Faith on? Grognak.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it on Rogar.
Okay.
The
Gotta wait for Father Daragor.
That's fine. I messed up the order.
okay. Shield of Faith.
It's just a plus
So-
2.
Rogar's got a
Oh.
+2 to his AC.
Also, I don't have to cast. I don't have to cast.
No, it's fine. And then Father Daragor is going to turn to Aaron and yell out to something to her in something you don't really understand. Kind of like a just wolf screams and yells, but she kind of seems to acknowledge it. Each of you roll me insight checks.
Fuck.
I'm proficient and I rolled a 2.
Insight. Terrible.
You rolled a 22. That's not terrible.
Angrath and Rogar both kind of look and sort of get this thought, this feeling, just looking at Erin's face as she doesn't respond verbally to whatever yells or wolf noises, whatever he was saying in his wolf form to Erin. She seems kind of conflicted. You're not sure what he wants her to do. You do remember him saying that the beast within has taken her, and she's spilled the blood of her own father. It's not too late to atone. They can wipe the slate of Greymore clean, and then she can go elsewhere to learn to control her gift. She seems frightened kind of frightened of him, sort of conflicted as well as to like, she's not overly sure what she can and should do. And then he is going to use his movement. What's he get? Okay. To run up to here, and that will end his turn. Erin's turn. She's chained and gonna stay where she's at. Grognak, what are you doing?
I would say I'm gonna hold on. Let me. Nope, I have too much of a chance of hitting Rogar, so I'm just gonna move up a little bit. I'm gonna go from here to here.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Rogar's turn. Let's see what he can do. And it's, what is it? It's in a cone, I think, right?
His
It's,
draconic
yeah,
breath.
cone. So
Yeah, it's a
Rogar is gonna run 1, 2, 3, 4. He's gonna get right up here, and he's gonna use his draconic breath. So Father Daragor needs to make a dexterity saving throw. DC is 12, and for the
15.
hell of it, nope, his DC is 12 for the dex save.
DC 12 for the really? I thought it was 15 for Dragonborns.
No, it goes based off their dexterity mod, their dexterity.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And for the hell of it, I'll do it on the screen for you so you can see it. That is a miss, so he's gonna take 2d6 fire damage.
Jesus.
Please be. Oh!
Wow, he's gonna take
Almost maxed
11
out.
points of fire damage.
Wow. That's mental.
And he's gonna end his turn there. Borgin, your turn.
Oh, I hate having short, stubby legs. I'm gonna move up right here. And that will end my turn.
Okay. Father Daragor is going to turn, yell out to Erin again, and then he's going to take a hit at Rogar. That's a miss. He's going to take another hit at Rogar, another miss, and he's going to move right up here and take a slash at Borgin. What's your AC, Borgin?
19.
Because you've got because you've got Shield of Faith on you, or you have a shield?
My shield. I took the armored, which gives me the +1. At level 3. So I get a +1 to my AC all the time.
Yeah,
and
so
I have a shield.
and then with your shield, it's a 19 now.
Yep.
Okay, that's a miss. And that will end his. I think. Can he do anything else? Yeah, that'll end his turn. Angrath, your turn. What are you doing?
I'm still flying. I guess right here. I want to cast Aid on all three of these guys.
Okay.
Whoops.
And can you click aid for me to so I can read it? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's right there. Yeah.
Okay, your spell
Second level
monsters.
abjuration.
Alright, so you each increase your min and max HP by 5. That was a second level spell for you, by the way.
Yes. Yes.
Alright.
Then I want to cast Shield of Faith. Does that stack with other Shield of Faith or not?
No. You see,
Can I
you've
go
already
and
done
do-
Shield of Faith, and you can
Yeah, I
only
go and
cast
do-
one spell per turn.
Oh, I see.
If it was a
Okay.
cantrip, it would have been different, because you can do a cantrip and a
Right.
spell, but you can only do one spell per turn.
Okay, so I can do. I don't know. Okay.
But you've
Oh, you
used
can- I
the
can do it
aid as
on-
your action, so...
Okay, that's fine.
So for
Is
an
there anything
example,
else you
you
wanna
could
do?
cast like Toll the Dead and then cast Shield of Faith.
Right. Right, because Shield of Faith would be the spell, Toll of the Dead's a cantrip.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. That's it then for my turn.
Okay. That'll end your turn. Aaron, let me roll this real quick. Okay. Aaron's gonna stay where she's at. Grognak, what are you doing?
I'm gonna move up behind him and smack him in the face with my great axe.
Okay. Your silver-lined great axe. Roll a hit.
Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna stay standing back here, and I'm going to use my action to rage.
You can use your bonus action enter rage.
I thought it was a full action that.
Nope.
Nope,
Rage is
bonus
bonus
action.
Well, I'll attack and then use a bonus action.
Alright,
In
so
that case.
bonus action, you enter rage. It's 10 rounds, so we'll call this in your first.
Okay.
And you're gonna swing to hit.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll the hit. That is a hit. Roll the damage. Okay, so 13 slashing damage.
+2 for
Plus 2
rage.
to the rage.
Oh, +2 from the rage bonus, so 15 total damage from your silver-lined great axe.
And then whatever extra damage it does for the silver.
Yep. Alright, Rogar's turn. Rogar is going to swing with his Warhammer.
Oh.
One-handed because he's holding a shield in the other, which is a hit, dealing 5 bludgeoning damage with the one hand. Should have rolled the two-handed because it was max damage. That's going to end his turn. Borgin, your turn. What do you do?
I'm gonna swing with Moonblade.
Swing with Moonblade. All right, roll a hit.
Hey, look at my sign I made.
Moonblade.
Oh, that is a critical hit from Moonblade. Roll the damage,
First
good
attack
sir.
of the day.
Are you using one or
which
two-handed though?
It'd be
is
one-handed.
one-handed because he's got a shield, which deals 10 total damage from Moonblade.
And then I would like to add Thunderous Smite because I can do that. That's how the spell works,
Okay.
from what I read. Because we did go over that and just made sure we were doing that right. An extra 7 damage.
Fucking A. Organ's dealt the most damage.
Okay.
And he has to make a strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Yeah, can you read me? Here, I'll just look at it really quick. I just want to
I was about to
remind
say.
myself of the wording of it. Creep into your spells.
That's right.
God, why you creeping,
Alright.
Phil?
This time you hit with a melee weapon. Your weapon rings audible 300 feet. Attack deals an extra 2d6 thunder damage. Additionally, the creature must succeed a strength saving throw or be knocked 10 feet, and the save DC is 12. Alright. So let's see if he makes it. It's a dex saving throw, right?
I think it's a strength saving throw. Let
Oh,
me
I'm
check.
sorry, you said strength saving throw, yeah. It's that to it. He does not. He's knocked prone.
And he's pushed back 10 feet.
Okay. We'll call it this way because Grognak and Rogar and Borgin all get a reaction if you want to try and use your
I will
opportunity
do,
attack.
I will.
Oh, that came in. Oh, that's great.
Oh my god. All right, that's a hit. Rogar is going to take his too. That's a hit. Dealing 13 slashing damage from
Plus
your
2 from
silver
rage.
line great axe, plus 2 with the rage. Makes it another 15.
Jeez. Oh, it's crazy.
Wait, did that work? Yeah, that worked. Okay. And then Borgin, you also have an opportunity
Yeah.
attack you can take. That's a hit with a Moonblade. That deals 6 damage.
This might be the fastest werewolf fight ever.
You'd like to think that, wouldn't you?
Thunder
Alright.
Smite is so strong in an opportunity, something
Father
like that.
Daragor is going to stand up. He's going to come over here, and you see him start to drink blood out of this kind of well of blood.
Oh shit.
Health
And then he's going to
regen.
come back in, and he's
I'm
going to
guessing.
swing at Grognak. What's your AC? That doesn't matter. It doesn't hit.
17 was
He's
shield
going to
of faith.
swing at Rogar. Doesn't matter. Doesn't hit. Going to swing at Borgin. Doesn't matter. Doesn't hit. It's the end of his turn. Angrath, what are you doing?
I want to cast that scroll thing, I think. Because that turns him into human, right?
Moonbeam.
Yeah, Moonbeam.
But that can damage us, can't it?
Does it?
You're the one who has the spell.
Oh,
Read it.
Where's it at? Alright, I gotta go find it. Alright, creature enters the area for the first time. Flame.
Yeah, it looks like it hits
Yeah.
everything in the fucking beam.
It's a 5-foot radius beam.
So it's everything inside the beam.
It's a 5-foot radius, so it's 1 square. It looks like.
Is that all it is, Phil? So it just hits him?
Radius
Or
would be half 5 feet, so technically it'd be 10 feet in diameter.
so it would hit
boy.
So, for
Would hit
example, he's the
everybody.
radius point. So there's 5 feet, 5 feet, 5 feet,
Oh,
5
okay.
feet, 5 feet. It'd be
Yeah, I
like
should have
that.
cast that before we got started. Alright, well, it is what it is at this
You
point.
can
I'm gonna-
tell everyone to back off so that you can use it.
Next turn. I can't do that now, right? They can't leave.
I mean, they couldn't move until their next turn, but you can use your turn to try and direct them to do something.
YOLO.
YOLO? That would be my whole
I
turn,
mean,
right?
hey, if Gargnak dies, then Gargnak dies.
No, I'll let you just tell them to do something as a free action. I'm not going to charge your action for it.
Oh, okay. You guys back away. I'll do the moonbeam on.
Gargnak's gonna just ignore him because he's raging.
That's probably true.
Grognak's just in a mode of just kill.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna fucking nail him with something here. Where is it at? I guess I'll just hit him with guiding bolt.
Okay.
All right.
That is a hit. Roll of damage. So you deal
Jesus Christ.
13 radiant damage from that guiding
And-
bolt.
And everybody who swings on him has advantage, by the way.
And what?
Everybody who swings at him or takes another hit at him till the start of your next turn has advantage.
I mean, I already have advantage because I'm raging.
No, that's if you recklessly attack. You don't get just get advantage on attack rolls.
That's right.
No, that's one of the good things about guiding bolt is if you hit with it, advantage.
Yeah, so you see kind of like this mystical dim light now starting to glitter over Father Daragor's body, almost creating like a sheen around the silhouette of his wolf-like frame. And yeah, just makes him stand out a lot more obviously to you.
Kill him.
All right, Aaron's turn. She's just gonna stay there. Grognak, your turn. What are you
I'm
doing?
going to use my action to frenzy.
Okay.
And that's all I can do.
All right, Rogar's turn. Let's see what Rogar can do.
Anything he
Use
fucking
that.
wants to.
Feels pretty confident right now too. But he also told he heard Angrath say to back off, so he's gonna disengage and back up over here. And that'll end his turn. Borgin, your turn.
Yeah, I'll disengage and back off as well.
Okay.
Right there.
Father Daragor's turn. He's gonna turn and take swipe at Grognak. It's a miss. Another swipe at Grognak. That's a miss. I'm not even using this dice anymore. Fuck that. And what is it to hit?
My AC right now is 17 because of Shield of Faith.
And makes it, breaks it. That's a hit. Gonna deal.
Half damage from slashing, bludgeoning, and piercing.
Yep. Well, it is slashing damage. He's gonna deal, max damage too. So 8, rounded down. is 4. Plus 2 will be 10. So 5 slashing damage to you, Grognak.
Okay. I have 2 more. Gotcha.
They're not temporary hit points, they just increase your hit point max.
Yeah, for 8 hours.
Oh. Okay, so I'm back to my normal.
I put the extra in the temporary till I actually get up to that hit point level. So
Yeah. Alright. That will end his turn. Angrath, your turn. What are you doing?
I'm gonna use that moon. What was that called?
Moonbeam.
Moonbeam. I'm gonna use that on.
Alright, so I need you to roll me an Arcana check. Moonbeam is a 2nd level evocation spell. The way this is going to work is the DC to make the spell work is 12. It's 10 plus the spell's level. So your Arcana check has to be 12 or higher for it to work.
Oh, that's not good. That's
So
not good.
roll me an Arcana check.
Now roll it on a D what?
You
Just
just hit
roll, click
Arcana.
Arcana.
Because I'm -1, so it's not good.
Ah!
Okay.
Bless.
But it works.
Praise Moradin.
Give me 1 second here.
Now, is he going to be the center of the radius?
It's going to be wherever Angrath
Yeah,
chooses to place
Yeah.
it.
Oh, I can place it wherever.
Yeah.
So I can place it, say, right. Where do I mark something?
Here, I'm going to give you a circle.
Like you could, like, are you thinking about like right there?
I was thinking one back.
Hang on, I'm going to give you a circle
Close
so
to
that
the
you can
10
see it.
foot. So
No,
Five,
one close to the
10.
pool. How do I mark that?
hit select move and then hold.
Here, we're just going to make it look like this.
I was
yeah.
thinking right
And then
Right there
like
where I'm at.
this,
where I was thinking.
Right there.
Here,
Right where I'm at right now.
right
On
here.
that spot.
Well, it's 10 feet, so it would be like this. Is that fine?
Yeah, I was trying to miss Grognak.
And then I'm going to give you some control over it, too.
Okay.
Controlled by me and controlled by Angrath. So you should be able to move this now. So he needs
But like,
to do...
yeah, it's fine where it's at.
Alright, but it works, and it's concentration. So who did you place Shield of Faith on?
It was Rogar.
Rogar's Shield of Faith drops, as you now have used another concentration spell. So the first one drops. Rogar no
Okay.
longer gets the benefit of Shield of Faith, but looking at this, and it shines all the way to the ceiling. And he needs to make a Constitution saving throw against your spell save DC, which is 11.
At disadvantage.
And where do you see that it says disadvantage?
Shape
Shape Changer makes it with disadvantage, yes. Alright.
And has to turn back, don't they?
Yep.
So
If it fails, it also instantly reverts to its original form.
that is a fail with a 7. So, please roll me 2d12.
For me,
Or 2d10, I'm sorry.
2d10.
Yep.
Roll another one.
Alright, so he takes 9 radiant damage. I need to move this for a second so I can fuck with his thing.
And he turns back into human.
And, yes, he turns back into a human. Where's his little thing?
What's up, yes? Damn it, Donovan, why'd you say that?
What?
Where's
What?
this fucking thing?
I wasn't paying attention.
Here he is.
I'm more concerned about killing a werewolf.
Hang on.
Oh, werewolf. All I see is Father Daragor.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm concerned about killing Father Daragor.
And well, he's right there, is now reverted back into a human. Move to the front. This thing doesn't get a turn. I just screwed up. Alright, Angrath, that is the end of your turn. Aaron's turn. Aaron sees this, and you see Aaron start to shift and change as well.
Fuck.
As Aaron now turns into her beast form.
Nice. 2 werewolves.
And is going to use her action to make an athletics check to break from her manacles. Ooh, and she does that easy as you see Aaron rip and change, clothes start to rip on her body, arms start to spread out, nails start to come out, and her teeth start to get incredibly long and sharp looking as she just gives one strong thrust from her arm and rips the manacle out of the wall.
Oh,
Ragnar,
guys.
it's your turn.
That's
What do you
not
want to
good.
do?
I'm gonna fucking try and kill Father Daragor.
Alright.
I am frenzied.
Yep. That's a hit, so you can use that
And
hit as a
guiding
bonus
bolt.
action.
No, I can.
And the
make a
guiding
second
bolt gives you the
attack.
advantage, yeah. So
I
that's
can-
a hit. I'm sorry, good.
Well, I did damage, and then I can use my bonus action since I'm frenzied to do another attack.
Yes, you can. That is also a hit. Alright. This would be this.
That's,
Plus 2 to each of those, so a 12 and an 8.
yeah, so that should
so
be
20.
yeah. Dang.
Alright. Rogar's turn. Rogar is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come up over to here. Just gonna pull his crossbow out and take a shot at Aaron. And what's the distance? Where he's at too? 55 and his goes 80. Alright, cool. That is a hit, and it's gonna deal 6 piercing damage onto Aaron. And that will end his turn.
Would it take me an action to like kind of like see how damaged Father Daragor looks?
No, I mean, you can kind of just generally take a look. Looks pretty good, to be honest. He was forced to change, which, you know, I don't think he preferred. He looks kind of disgruntled and angry, but he doesn't look like he's
Like he doesn't look like worse for wear.
not really.
Okay. Crap! I can't get in there.
Even though he's been dealt over fucking 60 damage.
So that's 10, 9, 15, 20. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go right there and swing at Father Daragor.
Okay.
No, don't hit that button. Hit
Yes, hit that button.
that one. I will hit that button,
That's a hit. Roll the damage.
and I'm gonna use a Thunder Smite as well.
Okay. So that's another spell.
It's my
Makes
last
it-
spell.
Yep. No, you got 3.
Yep,
spell
I
slots.
used Shield of Faith.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that one. And then you did Thunderous Smite twice.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, those are your spells. Dealing 13 damage off of this. Okay. Does that end your turn?
It does. Did he do his the strength thing?
He did that already.
Okay. He beat a 12. Darn. Oh well. I'm glad he did.
I'm sorry for the Thunderous Smite. No. He
Yeah.
hasn't done that yet. Nope.
Okay.
And that's a fail. So he's pushed back 10 feet, right?
Yeah, 5, 10, and I'm assuming it'd just push him
Sorry,
right
I'm
to
gonna
there.
move that over really quick. So 5, 10. You can
Oh,
take
he's
your
out of it.
opportunity attacks.
Now
Yep.
he's out of the thing.
Yeah, but he has to change. He has to try to change again.
That's a hit, Grognak. That's a hit, Borgin. Which brings this down to... Alright. So that is the end of your turn. And yeah, he's going to change back into a werewolf. GM lair. So here he is now.
Does that cost an action to turn into a werewolf?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's
That's
done
a
for
full
a
action.
You would think so, wouldn't you?
What? Wait, that's not a full action?
See, that or he has multiple actions.
Fuck.
Come on, I'm trying to get this goddamn thing to work. There we go. There
It
he
is
is.
a werewolf. Most werewolves have multiple actions.
And then you're going to go right there. Okay, so he's right here. So he's gonna change.
I think they have like
Gonna
2
go
actions or something. I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Using all of his movement, and he's gonna take 1 strike at Angra.
I am flying. Can he
Oh,
hit
you're
me?
flying in the air right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been flying since we
How
took
high
off.
up in the air, though?
Oh, like 10 feet or whatever. Whatever I can go without smacking my head, I guess. Like usually we were doing, let me do 10 feet.
He's only. Hold on a second. What size creature is a werewolf?
Medium.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think they're medium.
I think they are too. Just
All
wanna confirm.
lycanthropes are medium creatures.
Even though I swear I think a werebear should be large, but
Yeah, he's medium.
It doesn't traverse into large until they get above 10 feet.
okay.
All right, yeah. He takes a swing, misses. That's the end of his turn. Angrath, what are you doing?
Oh, so I can control this thing again?
Yep.
Yeah, move it up
And
to
what
60
is-
feet.
What else can I do after that? Can I do a bonus
Well, it would be your
action?
action to move it. Yeah, you could still
Okay.
do a bonus action.
So I'm gonna move to there.
Okay.
I think I'm
He
gonna
needs to make a strength saving throw, I believe. Which is a fail, so go ahead and roll 2d10.
Okay. No,
So it's 11. I'm going to move that really
It's a
quick.
constitution.
Yeah, it's a constitution.
That doesn't
with
matter. He wouldn't have made it.
disadvantage.
He wouldn't have made it anyways.
Okay.
I want to hit him with my whip for my bonus. Or do I got my shield on?
You have to drop down to the ground to hit him. Oh, no. You can stay where you're at and hit with the whip because you have 10-foot reach.
With the whip? Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna hit him with a whip. Well,
Yeah, you swing to hit with the whip and you do miss, unfortunately. But Father Daragor turns back into a human. That's the end of your turn. Grognak, what are you doing?
Fuck. I guess I'll move right here and then strike him with my great axe.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a miss, unfortunately.
Shit, I can't
This
make
is
another attack
your-
unless I hit him.
5th round under rage as well, I believe.
4th.
No, 4th. Yeah. All right. And then, right, you would have to. Hold on. How long does the frenzy last?
I think it's whenever you hit. I may be wrong, but
No, because it's part of his rage. It wouldn't be a hit thing. It gives him a bonus action to strike with his weapon. Barbarian frenzy.
Frenzy works for the
That's the
duration.
duration of your rage, so you can use your bonus action to strike again.
Okay, so I'll do that.
Okay. That is a hit. Go
Oh,
ahead.
I wish I had this. I wish I had advantage.
10, 11. All right.
The +3 is only there for the.
The crit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
so
noted that.
8.
+2.
So 10.
Yep. All right. He is still alive. He looks more worse for wear as a human, though. Rogar is going to use his movement 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to come down. He's going to line up another crossbow bolt at Aaron. That is a hit, dealing 6 damage. She should still be there. Okay. That'll end his turn. Borgin, what are you doing?
I might come up here and hit him again. Keep hitting the wrong button.
That is a hit. Roll damage.
Dug him.
How do you kill him?
Oh! I'm gonna like drive my sword through his chest, and I'm just gonna I'm gonna pull him in close, and just whisper in his ear, "This is what you get for being a werewolf," and just like push him off into the moonbeam and have him just burn.
Oh, that's fucking
And that's
brutal.
exactly what happens. So you stab him, shove him back further into the moonbeam. Moonbeam is just, he's completely enshrouded in it now. And he burns into nothing and withers away in the dust. That'll end your turn. Father Daragor is dead. Hold on, let me
Lit.
do this.
So since that's a 10-foot, basically a 10-foot by 10-foot, pretty much. 5 by 5.
It's 5-foot radius, so 10 feet.
5-foot radius.
diameter.
So does one square still count as 5 feet of movement for that thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can move it up to 60 feet, though, right?
Yeah. You can. I
Well,
Well,
just
so it
wanted
would be
to
from the
clarify.
central point. So it's still, yeah, one square is still 5 feet, but he kind of gets the 10-foot radius benefit of moving it. So think of it moving more like 30 feet in terms of 10-foot square, or in terms of the entire circle. But yeah, Angrath, it is your turn. What do you want to do?
Fly up to here. And I'm going to move this thing right there.
Oh,
Man, I
count
think-
feet. It was
What's that?
right
It was like
here
40
to
feet.
start. Yeah. All right. That's
I,
good.
yeah. Can I use my bow as a bonus action, or is that a
I'm sorry. Say that again.
my bow? Is that a bonus action, or is that a
That's a full action.
full action? Okay. All right. That'll.
Here, let's
Um,
get rid of Father Daragor together. 'cause
Roger.
he's
He
dead.
does. Roger. Oh, I can't do that good. Yeah, that'll be my turn, I guess.
All right. So you move it over. She needs to make a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage. First, let's make. What's the DC? Is 12, right? What's your spell save DC?
Mine.
Yeah.
Spell save D.
So if you click on your character sheet and go over to spells, it'll say spell save DC.
Oh, okay. Spell save DC. Oh, there's 11.
Okay, 11. She makes that with a 12, even on the disadvantage. She rolled a 17 and a 12. So, she takes half damage, so roll 2d10. And she does not have to revert to her form.
Okay.
So it's 15, rounded down is 7, and she stays where she's at in her form. I'm gonna move this really quick so I can change her stuff. And then she
Can they
stays
move
there.
out of that once they're in it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Grognak, your turn. You are now in your 5th round of rage.
Yeah. Can I dash up to there?
Yep.
Okay, so
Well, wait, so hang on. So that's 15, and then another 15 is 30. We're going to call this using 10 feet of movement to get up over this hump.
okay,
Right
so
here.
I'd say maybe
So then
two.
you can get...
Then
Yeah. Yeah, I'll let you get right there.
okay. And then I'm going to throw a javelin.
Okay. Yeah, you throw the javelin, and it hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
It
Check
hits.
her AC really quick. Yeah. Just barely. It seems like you just throw it, and it just barely catches like her side as it cuts through her wolf-like shoulder and then end up hitting the stone wall behind. But it does hit her as it passes through, just slightly nicking her for 4 piercing damage. That'll end your turn. Rogar is going to come up. Right. Can you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? You can get to right here. Now, actually no. He's going to end up right here and he's going to shoot a crossbow bolt into her. And that's a miss. That'll end his turn. Borgin, it's your turn.
Just an FYI, she's no longer on the turn order.
Ooh. What did she have? An 8, right?
Yeah, an 8.
Alright. Add the
Okay, so I'm
turn.
gonna move there, and then 25 to right there.
Alright, is that it?
Yeah.
Hold on, do that movement for me one more time.
So,
square by
With my
square.
strike range, man.
yeah, I went to there,
Mm-hmm.
and I went from there.
So hang on though, because you
I
can't
dashed.
exactly.
Dash.
Yeah, no, I know you dash, but you can't exactly just like be right at the corner, like
Okay.
here, for example. So you have to take it square by square for me, because I need to know if you pass through that at all.
Okay. So it'd be like that, and basically go down to that square.
All right, so this is 5. Here,
So there.
5, 10, 15, 20 is right here, and that's
Right there?
Yep.
Okay. And then 25 would be right there.
All right, you can do that. That's fine. I just wanted to make sure you're not in that line
Yeah.
of movement. You're not passing through. Normally, I don't care, but this one's got a radius effect where if you get one more in on each side, you are taking damage.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, Angrath, it's your turn.
I'm gonna move up to here. There, because I'm still flying. I'm gonna shoot a guiding bolt at her. Yes.
Okay.
That doesn't mess with my holding this.
Yes, it does. Oh, no, it doesn't, because it's not a concentration spell.
Okay, right. Alright, so guiding bolt.
That is a miss, unfortunately.
Yep.
Do you have anything else with your turn?
I don't think I'm in range of my. It's like a 10.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
no, that'll be
then
my turn, I guess.
Aaron is. I'm gonna move this really quick. I'm gonna run over here, and she is gonna start hacking and slashing at Grognak and Borgin.
Fuck.
That's what did she get to?
17 for me.
Yeah, that's a miss on one. Hit another one at you. That's a miss as well. Gonna hit a Borgin.
And use a 19.
That's also a miss. All right, that will end her turn. Grognak, your turn.
We already know what I'm gonna go for.
Yep, that's a hit. Ah, shit.
And then my bonus action to attack again.
Okay. So that's another hit. So
Critical hit because guiding bolt hit.
Oh, that's right.
it's on the. He got advantage in the first one, not the second one.
That's all hits.
Is it all hits? Let me see.
It says all hits. At least I believe it does.
Hold on. I'm gonna look really quick. Angrath. Guiding bolt didn't hit, by the way, either.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah, so he
I
doesn't
mean-
get it. So just normal
My bad.
damage. So it's 6 with the +2, and then 5, 6, 7. So 13 points of damage. And
She dead yet?
no, she's still
Good.
looking pretty good actually. So what do you call that? 6, 13.
And it is the first attack.
And this is another. All right, there we go. Cool. Rogar's turn. Rogar is gonna swing with his Warhammer since he's right here, and goes to swing and misses. Hits himself in the toe, actually. Oh, seriously hits himself in the toe for 10 bludgeoning damage.
Fuck does he?
Which brings him
Pulverize
down
his toe?
5 then. He swings and it slips and he buries it into the ground into his own foot for 10 damage, which brings it down to 27. All right, That's the end of Rogar's turn. He's not going to hurt himself again. Borgin, your turn.
Broken foot. Moonblade.
That's a hit. Roll damage. For 12 points of damage. Anything else?
Nope. Unless I can try to shield bash.
No, not as a bonus action.
Okay.
Angrath, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Yeah, shield mastery he could.
I gotta look at power. Let's see what that is first. Okay. I'm gonna move. Whoops. I'm gonna move up to here. I am gonna cast.
Hang on.
I'm back on the ground now. I'm casting.
Hang on. No. You, Angrath, you can go ahead. I'm telling Borgin and Grognak to hold on.
Oh, okay. All right. So
I'm aware of what happened.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, you and cast Inflict Wounds. As you pass through, you walk through the moonbeam. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw. The DC is 12.
Never thought about that.
Most people don't.
Creation saving throw?
Yep. That is a make, so you take half damage. I'll roll it for you. Roll 2d10. You take 7 radiant damage.
Oh, and since he's a Biolord demon, doesn't that do more?
All right.
I don't think so to him. Let me see. I don't know if he's got him vulnerabilities to radiant damage.
I know demons usually have resistance to radiance.
He has
It's
resistance
undead.
to fire damage.
Fire, I do.
No, so yeah, he just drops 7 hit points.
I can cast a spell that. Yeah, but
And you've got the aid too, so you only drop 2 realistically.
oh, okay.
So you'd be 12 out of 14 now, or 12 out of 19.
So I got 12.
He
Okay.
has the
All right.
AIDS. Oh God.
Well, yeah. All right, now you can cast your Inflict Wounds, which hits. Go ahead and roll the damage as you grab onto her and you see this necrotic black darkness start to seep
Pick
through your
level
hands.
2 right now, right?
If you want to cast at level 2, you can do it.
Does he have any second level spell slots?
Yeah, he's got 3 of them.
Okay.
Which deals 17 necrotic damage. That was a fucking great one. As you see this black sort of essence, this smoke start to come from his hand and starts to wrap around Aaron's werewolf-type body and starts to enshadow her, and you start to see some of the life leave her, physically leaving wrinkles and depressions and age of lifelessness now into her own flesh. Her eyes kind of start to sink as the skin starts to sag a bit. She's still standing there, but looks more damaged than before. Do you do anything else with your turn?
Can I use healing wounds on my?
No, because you've cast Inflict Wounds as the spell.
But it's a spell. Well,
Say if it's a cantrip, you can do it. Cantrip
Right,
with a
right.
bonus action, but
cantrips, yeah, okay. I guess I can hit him with my whip, right?
you can hit with the whip.
Might as well. There we go.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
Nice hit.
Ah.
Dealing 1 point of slashing damage. It is Erin's turn now. She's gonna start hacking and slashing. She's gonna go for Angrath, who just messed her up. That's a miss. Going for another one. Jesus, these rolls tonight. That's a miss. Gonna turn. Actually, no, she's gonna stay with Angrath one more time. And that's a miss. My God.
Do you have your shield up as well?
No, I use my whip, so I don't have my.
Okay.
That will
can't
end your
have it.
turn. Grognak, it's your turn.
1 second, please.
So I did a level 2 spell slot.
Yeah, you got 1 level 2 spell slot left
1
and
second.
3 first levels.
There's your 1 second. It's probably been
Yeah.
more like 2 seconds, but
We already know what I'm gonna do anyway. It hits, right?
That is a hit. Roll damage. This is 6 now for 5,
Seven.
6, 7 damage.
And then bonus attack.
Yep. It's another hit. For 9, 7, 16 points of damage. Cuts up pretty good. You see the silver lining of your great axe cut through and leave a cut that starts to leave some blood coming out. In general,
Yeah.
as you've hit her with this silver lined great axe, you can see that it's doing damage, but the amount of force that you're putting into it versus the amount of damage that you see doesn't seem to exactly make as much sense to you. Like it's not doing as much damage as you would expect.
Well, I'm gonna yell in Orcish either way. Die, you stupid wolf bitch!
Alright, is that on your turn?
Yep.
Alright, Rogar's turn. Rogar is going to take a swing with his Warhammer, and that is a hit. And that will end his turn. Borgin, your turn.
Oh, come on.
If he gets both the kills, I'm gonna be a little.
That is a miss, unfortunately. You got
Can I
anything
try to
else?
shield bash?
Nope.
Not worth a shot.
Angrath, your turn. What do you want to
About to say, if he gets
I'm
both
gonna
the
cast
kills,
Inflict
I'm gonna be a little angry.
do? Okay. That costs your spell slot and does not hit. You go to grab, and expecting it this time, she kind of quickly gets out of the way. She's going to turn around
I
and
have 2 left,
try
right?
to strike you. Yep, you got 2 left.
Okay.
She's going to turn around and try to get you, though. First is a miss. God, these fucking rolls. Second is a miss. She's going to try and hit Grognak now. That is a critical hit,
Oh shit.
which is going to deal... There it is, 2d4. But minimal damage. So 6 piercing damage. Rounded down makes it 3. My
Stupid.
goodness, that was...
Did she roll like the lowest? Did she roll super low?
She rolled 2 1s.
Oh boy.
Now she gets to double it for the crit. But,
So there's 4.
and then she's got the modifiers to it. Yeah, that'll end
And
Aaron's
then
turn.
I'm still raging, so that's halved.
Yep. Grognak, your turn. 7th round of rage. That's a hit. Alright.
And then bonus attack.
Yep, it's another hit. So it's 10. And 15 is 25. Alright. Grognak, how do you kill her?
Oh, I want to fucking pull my axe down, do an uppercut motion, and cut her completely in fucking half.
And you do that as you take the axe, slide up underneath, as gruesome as possible, and bifurcate her wolf-like body as she falls in half on both sides.
That stupid wolf bitch. Serves you right.
The only people that took damage were the 3 people, and I wasn't one of them.
Yeah,
Weird.
I did it to myself.
my rolls
Yeah, you did
tonight,
it to
minus
yourself.
this last one, have just been fucking horrendous.
Which is good for us. For now, at least.
I don't know. I think a 19 is pretty hard to hit in my opinion. At least in this point.
19's hard to hit, but I rolled nothing but like 4s and 6s and 7s.
Oh jeez.
I mean, I was literally rolling shit. And on her attack against you, her claws are not as much, but her bite, she has the benefit of having bites where Father Derrigor didn't, because he didn't have real teeth. She rolled 2d4 plus 2 and rolled 2 1s. And then double it for the max, or for the crit damage. Yeah, no, this was not a good night for my rolls. I rolled good for like, hey, the priests are seeing you try to sneak away. Hey, the priest can hear what you say. Like that general stuff, I was doing nothing but like 19s and 20s. When it comes to actual combat, I couldn't do shit. But we will say that the moonbeam runs out at this point, and Aaron is deceased. I can end the combat turn order there.
I want to loot Father Derridor's body. Where the fuck
He's
is it?
incinerated.
Father Derridor
Oh,
was
right, that's
incinerated in the moonbeam.
That's right. I'll loot her body then.
So yeah, you split in half. The form of Aaron turns back to its human form, but bifurcated. And all you see are some tatters of clothing and the split body of a young woman.